Last time on Square Roots, Corvo visits a pleasure palace and engages in some electro play, reunites with Emily, and disregards everyone's safe words. Later, he breaks into an old man's house, knocks him out, and carts him away in a boat. Are we sure that Corvo is the hero here? I mean, his whole deal is kind of propping up a dynastic monarchy. It's not great. Hashtag Lord Regent was right.
Is the protagonist ever the hero in a revenge story like this?
Save it for the quest log. Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I'm joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Hello, Jim Banks. It's me, Matthew Van Zant.
Also joined by Johnny Party Animal Brandon.
P-A-R-T in the C-A-N-A-D-A.
P-A-R-T in the C. So part in the...
Yeah.
Part in the Canada. Part in the Canada.
Yeah. hey, Matt. Also, Matt, it's because we don't have to ask why.
S-M-R-T. Oh. That was good. Snaps
also
for that.
By Vanessa.
It's a part in Canada.
And this is a podcast where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs one chunker at a time, except for this week we're continuing to talk about Dishonored.
Wow, that's harsh. It may not be an RPG, but it sort of is, but it's definitely a favorite, so come on.
Yeah,
I guess it is. Favorite is in the description of the show.
Yeah, come on. We don't
it's
play...
nobody's favorite.
Except for Bard's Tale, which is no one's favorite.
That's
it's somebody's favorite season. Does that count?
It might be my favorite season, even though I had to.
Well, how about we talk about some hot gaming news?
Cool.
How about
we have a lot?
Oh.
Do we have any?
Yeah.
John, there's something in here.
I got this via Checkpoint. This is straight for Vanessa's heart.
Oh.
The Sims 4 Life and Death expansion released, and I know Vanessa used to be, she's not so much now, but she used to be a big Sims head.
Oh, for sure.
And Life or Death finally officially supports something Vanessa's been wanting to do in that game for years. Vanessa?
What?
You can fuck
can
Death.
I guess? Oh, yeah, that's what I was hoping.
Oh! You could fuck Death. Or make woohoo with Death.
Sexiest Sims character. He always has been. And everybody wants to sleep with him. And finally, you can live your dream. And imagine how cute a little Death baby would be.
Ooh, that's true.
Like a little bony baby.
Little guy.
A little bony guy. A little bone guy.
Wasn't that a Terry Pratchett book with Death, like, like a little babby?
I don't remember one where he was a little babby. There's definitely one where he adopts a child.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. All right. Also, I know that you're going to be very excited about this. The Amazon live-action Like a Dragon Yakuza series starts today, so I am
What's that?
watching that.
What's that on?
Amazon, I assume.
Amazon.
Oh, wow.
Video?
I haven't heard a word about that. Hey,
I saw like the trailer for it where they showed the dude with a bunch of tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Jim's
And
got some hot gaming news.
it's either in dubbed or with subtitles. It's a Japanese show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I would
news?
dislike
Yeah,
it if they
you
did
do.
the other way.
What's
Let's
my
hear
hot
it.
gaming news? What is it?
I said I would dislike it.
I mean, I do have something, but I don't think it's what Matt's referring to.
I was talking about Alan Wake 2 DLC.
Oh yeah, Alan Wake 2 DLC released. I should put that in my level up actually. We'll talk more about that in the level up.
I don't want to hear anything about it though, so
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil anything. There's Bloober Team who just released a Silent Hill 2 remake, announced their next game, which is looks like a sci-fi horror game called Chronos: The New Dawn, and apparently you play a guy who has to go back in time to rescue people who died in an apocalypse, which sounds like a pretty cool concept for a game. And the trailer looks pretty neat. And that's all that I know about it. Probably won't come out for another year or two.
I have some hot gaming news, and that's that a new trailer got released for The Thing remake. Whoa.
Isn't that a movie, Matt?
In fact, The Thing is a remake of... Is it The Thing from Outer Space?
The Thing from Another World.
The Thing from Another World was remade as The Thing by John Carpenter. That is Matthew's favorite horror movie of all time, tied with Alien, of course. And there's a remake of the video game, PS2 video game, coming out. Now, I gotta say, I watched that trailer. It doesn't look... I think I'll be giving that one a pass.
People liked it at the time.
When it came out and hated it.
Oh.
when I heard they were remastering it, I was like, why?
Yeah, the hot goss is that it was really buggy and crappy when it came out. And
it was hard to play, and it had like this trust system in it where other NPCs in the game, depending on your actions, had like this trust meter, and if they didn't trust you, then they try to kill you or not help you complete your objectives, and if they trusted you, they'd be nice to you and help you. It never worked. It was very poorly implemented.
Was it random who was the thing?
I think randomly NPCs could turn into a thing.
Oh,
yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Another piece of hot gaming news. The hit game Vampire Survivor is getting a Castlevania-themed DLC. Whoa,
Ooh.
That game is basically a Castlevania ripoff.
Yes.
Is it? I thought it was like a crazy shooter where you just like stand and shoot.
But originally, like before it got released, like commercially, he was using sprites from old Castlevania games and then redid it with like near copies.
Gameplay is definitely different, but it is very clearly like heavily Castlevania inspired. Honestly, it's a great kind of mindless, I need to do something for 10 minutes type of game. I've got it on my phone and I turn it on occasionally and it's a good time. Doesn't involve much. You basically just move your man around the screen and everything else happens automatically. Okay.
I think that's it. Is that all we have for hot gaming news? Are we ready to get into the quest log already?
No, we're not ready for that. We're not. We got to do some plugs.
Plugs.
So at youtube.com/squareroots the podcast, you can find our weekly stream.
Square Roots podcast, not Square Roots the podcast.
Square Roots the podcast stream on YouTube at youtube.com. -squarerootspodcast.gov. You can find our weekly stream. Matt is currently streaming Illusion of Gaia, which is a blast.
You didn't even show up for the second episode. You were like, "Fuck this game."
I was busy. You know how much we've streamed this month, sir?
You were playing Power Wash Simulator. You son
I was playing Power Wash Simulator after I got home. But yeah, we have a weekly stream we do every Wednesday. We do it around 8 p.m. Eastern every week. We also have a ton of other kind of ad hoc streams that we've done. We've done a lot of spooky content this month. Matt is at the probably around the tail end of the original Silent Hill 2 run. I recently streamed Mouthwashing.
Yeah, that was game. I recommend getting that game. It looked pretty cool.
It pulled a lot of views, Jim.
Yeah, people like it. Yeah,
we were looking at it last night. It had over 100 views.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it is a fantastic game, and it's got cool, complicated characters. It's got like a cool, nonlinear story. It's got an unreliable narrator in certain parts. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, check that out at www.http://YouTube/Square Roots Podcast.
Good enough. Hey, We have another thing to plug real quick, and that is that we have a vote running over on our Patreon. Wow, wow, wow. That's right. Patreon.com/Square Roots Podcast. The 4 contenders for this vote, which runs for another couple of weeks once this episode is released. Though it doesn't on a Friday, so a little short of a couple of weeks, but only about half of eligible voters have voted. And right now, well, let me say the options are, I believe Johnny chose Tomb Raider 2013.
Do we want to let Johnny do a little plug for his game?
For Tomb Raider?
Do we?
Sometimes you
I
get
guess.
mad if we try to, influence voters. They've already doxed which one of us chose which game, so I don't even know what
wait,
we're doing.
I think Matt put that in the
always
description.
Post who put what game.
Yeah.
Doxed.
That's fine.
Doxxed.
Well, I mean, you want to see
not what
young Lara
doxing
Croft get killed in a variety of spectacular ways. Although I think in this one, she doesn't turn into gold slowly, bit by bit, so it doesn't have my favorite Tomb Raider death. But the ones here are a little gnarlier. Like she can get impaled.
Oh, they're
and
very
squished.
violent. Yeah.
It's a gnarly game in general. Somebody asked on the Facebook. God, I'm old.
You should just go for Facebook, Matt. It's cleaner.
Somebody said on. Somebody asked on Facebook what the funniest option would be, and I said Tomb Raider because there'll be a lot of wild deaths for us to talk about. The second option was The Longest Journey, chosen by Vanessa, who I suppose now wants to plug that.
Not really. Listen, The Longest Journey is.
Can you plug it to us? Because I don't know what the fuck it is.
Yes.
I've played Dreamfall and Dreamfall Chapters. Dreamfall is one of my favorite games ever. So, but I've never played Longest Journey. So,
wow.
What's wrong with me?
That really surprises
Wow, those are
me.
names.
Longest Journey is a adventure game, one of the best. It is a masterpiece of adventure gaming, and without giving away too much of the plot, it involves parallel universes and traversing them, and it's cool. I would say that I don't expect Longest Journey to win because it's really far outside of our wheelhouse, but I wanted to nominate it because I want everyone to be aware of it and give it a try. It's not going to hurt you. It will only help you.
The third option is Sea of Stars, which was chosen by Jim Banks, and that is the current leader of the pack. Though the other 3 are all pretty well even, so it's a little weird.
Leader of the pack.
Oh, that's such a sad song.
Mm-hmm.
Jim.
Yeah.
Plug your choice, I guess. This is
Yeah.
the thing we're doing now.
We're playing Plug Your Choice.
Sure. Sea of Stars is an indie RPG that came out, I think it was last year.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, it's a kind of a throwback to your Chronos Trigger, your other kind of SNES turn-based RPGs. It's super fun and it looks great, and it's real easy to kind of pick up and play for a little bit, then put down for a while. I actually started it. I bought it when it came out and started it. I've played it all the way to the final dungeon and then kind of stepped away from it, so I've never beat it. So it looks like it's going to win. I mean, unless these patrons change their minds or we get a big influx of new ones who have different preferences, which is a possibility.
Yeah,
You can't
a little
hang your
more
hat
than
on
half.
early voting.
A little more than half of the votes have been cast, but that's still more than enough to change this thing dramatically if the other half votes.
I guess.
Yeah,
what we're
wouldn't it be
saying
wild
is-
if Alan Wake pulled out a clinch win?
Yeah, I mean,
Pull out a
speaking
squeaker.
of, my choice, the fourth choice, was Alan Wake. Alan Wake 1. I feel like Jim is going to make us play Alan Wake 2 on the show at some point. So I figured I'd get out ahead of it and just throw Alan Wake up for a vote. Maybe we play it. Maybe I finally actually play that game. And then
It's
my
a fun little time.
my getting angry at Jim when we recorded the Alan Wake 2 bonus will be justified when he was trying to spoil Alan Wake 1.
Yeah, the game's only like 17 years old now or whatever.
Yeah. And we enjoyed Quantum Break, and I've said it 100 times, but Alan Wake 2 Game of the Year last year, so I'm not super into the gameplay of Alan Wake 1, but I am into the plot. I want to experience it, so I put it up for a vote. So whatever wins that will probably take us through close to the end of the year. It kind of depends, because Sea of Stars is pretty long, whereas Alan Wake and Tomb Raider are short, and I don't know what the longest journey is. I'm not sure that's a real game. I think she may have made it up.
I looked it up, and I kind of want to play it now.
So I do have my choice picked out for the game after that. I'm hoping that we have enough time left at the end of the year for me to squeeze it in, because it's a short one. And then
What is it?
January, I'm not telling, it's a secret.
It's a secret?
January will, or January-ish, will catapult us into BioWary, and we don't know what we're going to play for that. I'm going off on a complete tangent here. This has nothing to do with the plug for the Patreon. So go vote! Sign up for the Patreon. Become a $5 subscriber. Vote on our next game. And finally, Johnny would like to
Yes.
plug.
Oh. Hi. Yes, I'm working on 2 videos, because I was like, well, I'm probably not going to get the Simpsons one out for a few more weeks, so I should kick out one out the door soon. So I'm working on, basically it's the time Leisure Suit Larry had a weird bad ending where he turns gay as part of queer moments in history. It's
That
like a
phenomenal.
10-second thing in the game. So I'm also including queer moments in Sierra games in general. So
Awesome.
of course,
You should make the Leisure Suit Larry thing a short.
no, I don't wanna. I don't like the shorts.
He doesn't
That's
want
fair.
Yeah.
That's
So
fair.
So I'm sort of talking about different gay moments in Sierra games, like in Gabriel Knight. A lot of times, if you're playing as a man and you hit touch on other men, it'll make a kind of gay panicky comment. And so I want to talk about that. In playing Love for Sale, which I believe is the one with the gay bad ending, there's a gay character, and he's not like a villain. He's not he's got a lisp and everything, but he's human. He's not like a caricature. He's got
Oh, that's
motivation
nice.
and stuff. Yeah, I was kind of pleasantly surprised by that, actually, that they have a gay dude at
He
the
has
start
motivation.
of that game.
Is his motivation to have sex with other men?
No, he doesn't seem like this was during the gay asexual imp era.
Oh, okay.
You know, but still, like he's definitely makes fun of Leisure Suit Larry a lot, which is fun. I mean, everyone does. That's kind of the point of that game. Is that
Maybe
Leisure
I'm
Suit
just a
Larry
little-
sucks.
Maybe I'm just a little too exposed to the gay bear side of gay male life, but it kind of aggravates me that every time there's like gay male characters in media, they're always like twinks, basically, that are really into like
Hottest
other
dude you've ever
twinks.
seen.
Yeah, like how come my favorite gay characters can't? Like here's an example, recent example. I love Agatha All Along. That's a great show. I've been enjoying the heck out of it. How come? And in the comics, oh boy, I can't. Spoilers. I can't.
Can't
say
do
it.
Yeah,
it.
you
You
can't
can't
do
do
it.
Can't. All right. Well,
I
let's
already
break
had
that
John
example.
Strofiny's post
just put it
show
another
me
way.
a spoiler this morning. I was like, I haven't had time to watch it yet.
Yeah, that sucks. Let me put it another way. I like Agatha All Along, and there's a character named Teen who is a young gay male, and he's great and delightful, and he's got a boyfriend who is like another cute Twinkie young gay
I
male.
mean,
And
yeah,
why
but
can't he
they're
be
also-
like a beefy boy. How come they're never into beefy boys? How come the gay males in television and movies are never into beefy boys? They're always into.
How come the straight men in TV and movies are never into beefy women? How about that?
Or if they are, it's taken as a joke. Like when DJ Qualls was into a large black woman in, was that Road Rage or
I guess that's fair.
Road trip.
Road Trip?
I guess that makes sense, and Vanessa has called out the double standard or the non-double standard that
Yeah.
my double standard. But I'm just, I don't know. It kind of annoys me. I want to see more big old. Hey, you know what did it okay? Talladega Nights with Sacha Baron Cohen, and Andy Richter was his boyfriend. I wouldn't call him beefy, but he's a heavier dude.
He's a portly fellow.
Yeah.
He's beefy
the
for
couple
sure.
on Modern Family, they're a little
Yes.
bit
Oh
less
yeah, that's a good point. I don't like
That's
that show
true.
very much though. So.
Although I feel like they're both like teetering on being gay character.
Asexual. They do lean into almost asexual imp, especially the first couple of seasons.
Yeah, was it Johnny? Was it you that mentioned that? Somebody mentioned
Yes.
it that they don't
Yes.
touch for like 6 seasons. They don't touch
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah, because they weren't allowed to.
They're just
fucked
really
up.
good friends.
Just roommates.
They're just roommates who have a daughter that they've adopted together.
Yeah.
And are technically married, probably for the tax benefits. Am I right? That's why we shouldn't let gays get married. No, sorry.
Well,
You can cut that too. So
No,
it was a joke,
it's
but
fine. It's
obviously I
fine.
didn't
It's
mean
fine.
it.
I know you didn't, buddy. Don't worry about it. Anyway,
Anyway.
so Lisa
Hey,
Larry.
what's the name of
Game
your
Moment.
channel? Because you haven't said it yet.
It's called Bears and Games Neo. If you look up, there is an old Bears and Games channel that I started in 2008. I lost access to that account, and there's no way to recover an old Google account. So,
Well, what you could do is you could just go and rip those videos and upload them to your channel.
I kind of don't
Yeah,
want
who's
to.
gonna copyright
That
them?
would be a violation of the terms of service of YouTube.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I just
That's
didn't
bad
want to.
because we definitely did that ourselves with our 2 YouTube channels.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I think if
They're named the
Yeah.
same-ish.
I just wish I could import the subscribers over. That's what I want. I want those hot subs.
Ooh, imagine how freaked out people would be if they got a notification from Bears and Games from the grave.
Yeah, it's hard to let someone know
lose
you've
their data
restarted the channel. Anyway, how about we trundle over to the quest log, or what are we calling it? The assassin.
Trundle over because I think
Trundle?
I would rather use my blink power to go.
Okay,
to
sorry.
the
Let's
quest log.
blink over. Let's stop time. Walk slowly over. I had to use.
Stop in time in this game. Is that a thing you can do?
Yeah, I had to use. I had to do it because I couldn't figure out where the control panel for one of those towers, zappy towers, was to get in the broadcast area. Anyway,
Jim.
we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
You played this game, right?
I know. I was just gonna say that I've never once used a time power in my
Actually,
life. I
I
played
said
this
that-
game a bunch of times. I've never used it ever.
I said that last week, actually. I have never chosen that time power. I didn't even unlock it this
Yeah.
playthrough as well. Never touched that fucking thing. Who
I'm
needs
stretched
it?
pretty thin on runes, guys. I don't have the
How?
rune money to invest in.
How? I have too many
Why?
runes.
He
I don't
has
have
a
much-
cheat that gave him 1 billion runes.
Actually, I think it's more. I actually think it's like 100 billion runes. It's a lot of runes.
Oh wow.
I think like I've maxed out the number of digits in the rune counter with like it's all 9999999.
I use stop time very rarely. I don't use it very often. I don't know why. There's something about it that doesn't seem that intuitive.
If you were to cross an enemy's line of sight while time is paused, would they notice you?
Not if it's fully stopped, but I think yes if it's the first tier. Like the first tier just slows it down. The second tier totally stops it.
Interesting. Okay.
It
Continue.
can be helpful for getting across like rooms of a lot of enemies or something like that.
I bet, yeah, I could see it being useful. Or if you're trying to escape
Uh-huh.
something, yeah.
But we're not here to talk about time unless it's party time. 'Cause
Whoa.
we're going to a party. As you'll recall, last time we drug poor Sokolov out of his home, and we returned to the Hound's Pit with him. He is immediately shown to his new room, which is a jail cell.
Oh, well, that's not very welcoming.
No, it's actually, I think it is where they used to do dog fighting. So he's in
Yeah,
a
that's why they call it the
dogfighting
Hound's
cage.
Pit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, and that's why they had
realize
that cage set up already with the two
Yeah, that makes
doors.
sense.
If you get the heart out and like point it at the pub, it says like money used to change hands here as dogs fought one another or something like that.
They're just like, this place
The
sucks.
heart out?
Yeah,
Get the heart out and like point the heart
The
at the
heart
building.
out.
The heart.
Also, I just want to thank you all for not making fun of me for calling runes ruins.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, don't worry.
I didn't hear you, or else I would.
Why would we're your friends? How would we ever make fun of you mispronouncing anything?
It's not like you would ever say burger time.
Yeah, or Minotaur.
I'm pretty sure Matt said the burger time thing.
Or mafia and pasta.
What an
and lava.
idiot! What an idiot!
So, Sokolov is hanging out in his cage,
Lava.
and he's just, like, not even that impressed with the whole situation. He's not that bothered. He's like, whatever, I'm in this cage, you suck, everyone here sucks.
He's so entitled.
Screw you all, I'm a genius. Look at me.
He just assumes nobody would ever hurt a hair on his precious little head because he's such a smart boy.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the most precious boy in the whole of Dunwall. I invent everything. I paint everything. I'm an artistic and scientific genius. I'm in this cage, obviously, because you need me, or else you would have just killed me. I have all the leverage here. Get out of here, Corvo. I don't care. So we have to make him care. And
Yeah.
just like in real life, there are two ways to make people care about you. Win them over with kindness, or frighten them.
What about seduce?
I would consider that a kindness.
Okay.
It's the ultimate kindness, really, when you think about it. So what'd you do? What'd you do? Matt?
Well, I'll tell you what I did. I talked to him and was like, you know what? We'll soften this guy up. A bribe. And he was like, I like the cut of this dude's jib. And my Corvo was like, cool. Like, yeah, let's do it. And then I walked over to Havelock and I said, release the rats.
Oh no! You're gonna bribe him with rats?
I thought that I would do some psychological warfare on him and make him think that I was his buddy and then torture him.
Wow!
And it worked. He gave up the info.
Ooh, I bribed him because he's my friend. I got him his favorite whiskey.
Yeah, me too.
I bought it from Piero for a lot of money.
It wasn't that much. It was only like 150 gold or whatever the bits or what's the currency called?
Do you think that
pesos?
Do you think? I think it's just gold, isn't it?
Yeah,
Do you
I
think,
think so.
that contributes to the chaos of the thing, whether you do it one way or the other? Because like, why bother bribing him?
I
if
don't think
not?
so.
Like, what's the point? Who cares? You can. It's just in general, it's less work to be like, release the rats. I'll get my info.
We all care because it's role playing, and this is a role playing game.
It's fair. It's true. It's a good point.
I also gave him a bribe because I'm role playing, and this is a role playing game.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be the goodest, nicest, most invisible girl. I forgot to do my ghost report last time, but so far, Ghost Run is on track. Nobody sees me, nobody knows me, nobody needs to know.
How much are you save scumming in your
So
playthrough?
much, Jim. So much. Sometimes, like,
I thought you were just
Gotta be the only
good.
way to do it.
over
Man,
and
you know what
over
would be a
again.
fun. You know what would be a fun but long stream is Vanessa ghosting this game with no saves. Like, you can't.
Ooh.
If you get seen, you have to restart the game.
You know there's a run on YouTube of somebody doing that.
I'm sure there is. I think that I might be able to do at least.
I would say, how about auto saves only? So not like save
Okay,
spamming.
fair.
Oh,
Fair,
auto
fair,
saves
fair.
only. Interesting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because it saves every time you enter and exit a building, and sometimes when you like meet an important character or something.
Yeah.
That would be better because I could see getting to the end and getting seen and being like, I have to start this 20-hour game over.
Yeah.
This is my life now. This is the next 20 years of
Yeah,
my life.
Vanessa's gonna become a Dishonored pro streamer.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a demand. People are clamoring over themselves for those 24-hour Dishonored streams.
Patrons, we will put a vote up whether or not you want Vanessa to become a pro Dishonored streamer.
Yeah. Patrons, do you want me to leave the show and become a pro Dishonored streamer?
Oh no.
Vanessa, you need to like get to the top of the leaderboard in a Dishonored speed run and then go represent the podcast at a GDQ.
That is true. I mean, if I showed
what
up
you
in
should
my
do.
Square Roots t-shirt, everyone would be like, whoa, maybe
And we can all be
podcasts
on the
aren't dying.
couch behind you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
heckling
cheering
you
me
the
on.
entire time.
Oh, heckling.
I mean,
Okay.
one or the other,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I consider your heckles a kind of cheer.
Yeah,
It is.
Backhanded
Yeah.
cheer.
It's not backhanded. We heckle you out of love.
Yeah.
Do we
Yeah.
know?
Like,
Matt does maybe.
we're learning a lot. So, once we either
Fine, we heckle you out of like.
Yay!
frighten Sokolov or give him whiskey, he tells us that the Lord Regent's mistress is Lady Boyle, but he doesn't know which one.
And you're
How
like,
many
well,
Lady
you painted
Boyles
her.
Can there possibly
What about
be?
her face? Just look at which one did you paint face-wise?
Right. Well, see, here's the thing, Johnny. He painted her, but he didn't paint her face.
Are they like triplets?
No,
They are
they're
triplets.
just sisters. They are not.
Oh, they're not triplets.
Oh, okay.
Why don't
I
we
thought
ever
they
know
were
her
triplets
first
too?
name?
So why did Jim and I both think that?
Well, they are, like, dressed identically.
I think their character models are exactly the
They're
same. They're
exactly
just
the
colored
same.
different.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
but-
how twins work.
Yeah, they're exactly
Is
the
it?
same. They're colored different. To the best of my knowledge,
They are triplets. Lady
says?
Boyle refers to Waverly, Esma, and Lydia Boyle. They are triplets.
that doesn't mean
burned.
there's. Yeah, I mean, there's 3 of them, but why would they have to be triplets?
Matt, are you reading from the wiki or are
Well,
you just?
I was, because I thought that I had burned her and that it was over, but now I have to go deeper.
Look, there's one thing I know for sure, and that's that Esma is the youngest of them. Does that mean that they aren't triplets? No, because she could have been born like 5 minutes later or something. But as far as I'm aware, they are not triplets.
I'm sorry,
Huh.
but did you not just say they were twins?
No. No.
Twins.
They're
Somebody roll back the
siblings.
tape.
They're siblings.
Okay, so
They're
now
co- they're
I'm
costume
understanding
twins.
you. I thought you were saying they were twins, not triplets. What you were saying is that they're sisters, not triplets. Or
That's
they're
what I'm saying.
I got you now. Okay. They're triplets.
They're sisters.
You're right. They're sisters, I think. I did think they were
All-
triplets, but I think they're all, the 3 of them are dressed identically. So that's.
Yeah. So think about it this way: all triplets are sisters, but not all sisters are triplets.
Wow. But
There
some
we go.
sisters are triplets.
Some, but yeah, that's why I said not all. I didn't say not any.
If all triplets are sisters and some sisters are triplets, does that
Then
mean
no triplets are sisters.
No, I got this. And then so you have to take the fox across alone, and then you come back for the.
Yeah.
You take the fox back, but then you get the hen and the
You
feed.
can't leave the corn with the hen because I'll eat it up.
So-
You gotta take the fox and the corn.
My favorite
Then-
solution to that puzzle is, why are you bringing a fox? Leave the fucking fox. What do you need a
Fox
fox
doesn't
for?
want to go with you anyway.
Yeah. Why are you kidnapping
you-
a fox?
If Queen Elizabeth III had 40 dresses,
No,
Queen Elizabeth
Johnny,
the Four-
stop it.
Wait, no, I want to know more. I haven't heard this.
He said
Queen
this
Elizabeth-
sort of like he's watching some kind of sketch show that does math problems.
It's like each episode is a different educational film strip from the 70s. It's a parody made by Peter Serafinowicz back in the 2000s. It was on Comedy Central, or no, was it Comedy Central? It was on what's Adult Swim? Wait, which channel had that? Cartoon.
Comedy, that's Cartoon Network, yeah.
Yeah. So Adult Swim in 2009. That's where I watched it when I was living in California. And it's, each episode's on a different topic, like a science topic. And they're like fake educational film strips, and they're amazing. It's called Look Around You. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen.
Oh, wow. So, these sisters and or triplets will be holding a masquerade party. That's convenient for us because we like to wear a mask anyway. We have to go to the party. We have to figure out which one
how many faces are on parade here, would you say?
Oh, I don't know, but they're all painted.
But if you look around, there's another mask behind you.
Yeah. It's really
I'm quoting musical
right.
theater here. You're like, yeah, but it's
Weber.
Yeah, it's Weber. I knew you were going to say that.
Burned. Absolutely burned. All right, so Sokolov painted the lady's butt, and that's all he knows is that she's got a great butt, and now we got to go to this mask party, and we got to wear our mask, which, by the way, can I point out, and Jim, I'd like your hot take on this. Corvo's mask looks silly, right?
This is like the only level of the game where his mask is appropriate. It's not appropriate in any other context.
Because these people are all wearing like foxes and cool whale hats, and this guy's just in a frankly stupid looking mask.
He's in like a little steampunk skull.
I like
mask.
it's like I like the little clockwork. You know what I learned in this playthrough that I never noticed before? When you zoom in with the mask, it also amplifies the sound of whatever you're pointing at. So if you zoom in on like two guards talking to each other far away, you can't hear them. But if you zoom in on them, then you can hear their conversation.
Yeah. Why would that be the case?
I didn't notice that. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make a lick of sense.
It's got a little sonar in it.
He's got a little whale oil sonar.
It's not like an AI computer that can read the lips and then it relays the voice back to you.
You know
it's nice.
When you zoom in, like one of those ear trumpets comes out the side of it. That's like listening in on the conversation.
It is nice because you'll often get like tips about the level when you do that, where it'll be like, oh, there's a key in the basement.
Hey, you hear about this basement key? Pretty crazy, huh?
Which, you know what? If this was a real RPG, it would just let me pick the locks.
Not every RPG lets you pick a lock, but I do understand where
just
you're
the good
coming
ones.
From. I do like a lock-picking minigame. So, we're going to this party. We gotta figure out which one of the sisters is the mistress, and to add complications, the sisters are playing a game where they are all hiding their identities in 3 identical outfits in different colors.
Sistress.
Sistress. The sistress. So, we have to find out who the sistress is and what color she's wearing. Or not. It really depends on how you approach this. I mean, we're sent to kill one sister, but who's to say we have to stop at one? I mean, there's only
you can
one
kill
way
more
to
than
be
one?
sure that...
Oh, I fucked this mission up.
So, we're on our way to Samuel's boat, and Lord Pendleton stops us, and he's like, hey, it's me. Yes, Matt?
Is it possible to... I didn't think about it when I played it, and now I wish I would have. Is it possible to just kill everyone at this party?
Technically, yes.
Ooh.
I really fucked this up.
So, on our way to the boat, Lord Pendleton's like, you're going to this party, huh? Will you please take my special note and deliver it to Montgomery Shaw? He's going to be at the party, and I really want him to read my special note. Please take it. And I was like, sure, buddy. Sure, pal.
Was it a love note?
I assume so.
He doesn't react.
I'm going to guess we all took the note.
I took the note.
You always got to take a note.
Yeah.
So we head on over to that district. We are dropped off sort of at the bottom of a canal that runs through it. And this is a part of the city we haven't been to before. We're not sent back to the same map, which is exciting.
Whoa.
We're in the rich part of town now.
We're in the fancy, ritzy, rich part of town. and it's being patrolled by some tall boys, which is like a guard on stilts, and they're pretty scary.
Yeah, they suck. I hate them. It's weird because other than the Boyle mansion, nothing about this part of town makes me think it's ritzy. Like, it's still just a bunch of shitty apartments filled with weepers and
Yeah,
stuff. Like,
what's up with that?
There's nothing interesting about it. It's not like it's a bunch of mansions. Like, it makes me think of whether it was Thief 1 or Thief 2, one of those games where on your way to your, like, mission area, there's a bank, and you can just go rob that fucking bank. And it's delightful. You know? Like, fill this thing out. Don't just fill it with fucking a few holes and collectibles.
There's also, this is the first level with Cirque du Soleil stilt walkers.
Yeah. I hate these guys. This is when the game introduces enemies that you basically can't knock out or kill without everybody knowing what's going on.
Oh, I know.
I mean, I did kill them all, but it was sucky.
Yeah, I wish you could knock them out and they could just go to sleep on top of their little stilts. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Why can't I teleport on top of them or something?
I tried to shoot him with the sleep dart, and it does not work.
Yeah,
really?
Why doesn't it work? Oh, well, I think we know why it doesn't work, right? Like, I think in the game it tells us.
Does it?
Well, maybe I'm thinking of something I heard in the Discord, but
I think it was on the Discord. Someone said like they're drugged or something.
yeah,
I know that
drugged to the gills.
Brainwasher.
Oh, there's definitely a character I couldn't tranquilize in the next part here, but I didn't try tranquilizing these guys because I figured it would just draw the ire of everyone around me.
Yeah, and I guess even if we did tranquilize them, they'd probably fall down.
Yeah, I don't
mean,
think that'd be survivable.
Yeah.
Grenades work pretty well on them, which you can cook, which is nice. So if you cook a grenade real well so that it blows up right in their fucking face, they do die. And if you have
What
that
if
shadow
you,
kill power, the stilts fall onto the ground, but the body disappears, and people will just like walk by it and be like, well, that seems normal.
Oh.
Yeah,
Less,
so they're still
less
there.
that seems normal about the sound of a fucking grenade going off.
Oh, okay.
And they do
What
sort
happens
of
if you
have...
get some Ewoks to, like, get two weights to, like, smash together?
I think that would
Yeah, that
be a
works
pretty
too.
good technique. Do they have, like, a vulnerable spot in their back? Like a little whale oil tank or something?
No, I don't think so. I tried to hit their backs with incendiary bolts because there are tanks back there, but it didn't seem to make a difference.
Oh,
I thought
interesting. I
the
just
vulnerable
assumed that
spot
they
would just be
blow up.
the squishy human.
Yeah, I
No,
guess
but
that's
you'd
true.
think that you could hit that.
Oh.
No. I definitely
This
hit
wiki
the squishy.
says that explosive bullets or a well-placed sticky grenade can kill a tall boy in one shot.
but you don't have either of those at this point.
You can have a sticky grenade by now, right?
I did not.
I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
just
think you
saying
find
that.
the
I don't know if
plan
that's true
for
or
it
not.
before this, but I could be wrong. But I definitely, if I had had the plan, I would have had it. So I don't think so.
Oh, it says here that destroying the whale oil tanks will actually kill them.
Oh, maybe I just missed it. How do you miss with an incendiary bolt?
That's what I used to assassinate my target in this level, which was pretty cool.
Spoilers.
So we need to get into the house. You can wander around the town a little bit if you want. There's an outsider shrine here that Johnny found. He was pretty pleased about. And
Yeah. The neat thing with this outsider shrine is Vanessa and I had two different conversations with the guy because I did it after the party and she did it before, and he says different things based on what you've already done.
Oh.
Yeah. I did it before the party, and he was like, hey, what's up, Corvo? It's me, the outsider, your boy. I really love you, really love watching you, super into you. Anyway, I see you're going to a party, and it's going to be an interesting night because Lady Boyle is either going to die tonight or her days will be spent with her clothes rotting away and turning to tatters, and it's going to be her last party either way. So enjoy yourself. Okay, bye. And I was like, that was weird. What a weird thing to say. I guess
I'll talk
maybe her
about
party is going to be such a disaster that she just doesn't host anymore. That's what he's talking about.
Well, I'll talk about it after we do the thing.
Yeah, after we do the thing.
Yeah,
So
was it a weird thing to say? Because we know that she's our target, so we know things are going to go bad for her, even if we don't kill her.
I guess we have had a history of making things go bad for people, even when we don't kill them.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to get into the mansion, and there are several ways to do this. And I'm going to call it someone at random, Socratic method. Johnny, weren't expecting that. How did you get into the mansion?
Well, use the Socratic method to point me out somehow.
Yeah.
I jumped over I took the canal pretty much all the way down, like hippity hoppy. I had to sometimes jump on lights and stuff, or blink, I guess, not jump. And then I made it my way across the canal that way. No one saw me, and I just jumped over. There's a little near the entrance. There's just a couple of places you can scoot onto and jump over the fence.
Yeah, you can just jump over the fence.
Yeah, that's what I did. And then there was a couple of fancy partiers outside that were like, "Ooh, we must get in. How are we going to get in? Well, I've got my invitation here." And then it blew away, and I grabbed it. Actually, they're all American. I shouldn't put English accents on them because they very specifically have American accents.
Yeah, wow, canceled.
Yeah. So I took one of their fancy invitations that blew away. I caught it as it was flying towards me.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, I was like, whoosh. And then I just used it to go inside. They liked my outfit and let me in.
Nice. Anyone do anything different?
I did.
Yeah, go ahead.
I stuck to the canal, and I was like, oh, there's a thing that looks like I should be able to open it, but the lock is on the other side. It was like a little sewer grate. And the only way through there was to possess a fish and swim through the fence. So that's what I did.
Cool.
So you can possess a fish and then swim through.
Wait,
and
you
then
can
open
possess
the
a
gate.
fish?
Yeah, you can possess the fish in the water.
What?
Yeah. That's actually how I killed one of the Pendleton brothers. Since I missed that episode, I possessed one is in like the bathhouse area.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Can
that
be.
little
He's
pool.
not necessarily in there.
There's that little pool in the center that's got the fish in it. You can possess one of the fish and then swim up the duct.
Up his
pipes into the
urethra?
room. Yeah, up his penis duct, and then
Go back to human form.
and then expand yourself, and he explodes like what Ant-Man does.
Huh.
You can't really swim up his pee hole, but you can possess a fish and swim into the room.
That does remind me of the classic Avengers in Infinity War and Endgame quandary. Why didn't Ant-Man just think to shrink down and then crawl into Thanos' butthole and then explode him from the inside?
Well, first of all, in the first film, Ant-Man didn't have anything to do with Thanos. He was off doing his own thing. He wasn't even there.
Ant-Thing.
He's Ant-Thing. And then in the second one, by the time he comes out of the quantum realm, Thanos is already gone. Like, he's off planet, he's got his head chopped off, there's nothing going on.
Mm-hmm.
So...
But in that final battle in Endgame...
Well, Thanos
why didn't
was
he
wearing
just
pants.
explode him from the butthole?
Was
Why
wearing
didn't he
really
think
tight
of the most
pants.
horrific thing he could do and then do that?
I thought it was dick
This is the
hole.
question that a lot of people seem to think was a real question that needed to be answered.
Why don't they just take the Eagles to Mordor?
Yeah. Isn't there a famous J.R.R. Tolkien quote that's basically like, because fuck you, that's why? Sorry. Tangent over.
No, I'm glad that we got to talk about fish possession, because we haven't really talked about there are these bitey fish all over. They do suck.
Yeah, I didn't know. Those things are jerks. I could have saved
Yeah,
so
they're
much
jerks.
time. I got so
about-
bit
you
in the
pick
next chunk.
Can you pick up items when you're a fish?
No.
No, you don't have hands.
I wish there should have been a bite button though. I should have been able to bite people as a fish.
Yeah, you should have been able to Piranha 3D their dicks off.
It would be great. It would be great if it like a guard saw the fish and the fish like had Corvo's mask as a face.
What if the little rats did too? That would be so cute.
Oh, that would be great. Like if there was like was that Seaman? Like instead of Seaman's face, it's like Corvo's mask.
So cute. Well, I was going to ask Matt how he got in, but he has left the room. So, we'll just assume that he did the third way, which is to sort of go through an abandoned building. You can kind of climb your way up once you get inside and then drop down into the garden.
I found that abandoned building on the way out, but then I went to the basement of it, and I think I just got swarmed by 80 million weepers, and they were just following me. Like, those things follow you. They are.
Yeah.
And then they start attacking guards. It's actually, you know what? I shouldn't have saved Scum out of that, because that is a good Mr. Bean way of ending that level, is to have all the guards get eaten by weepers.
Yeah, just invite the weepers to the party. They're your +1.
Yeah. Plus like 5.
+5.
Helen, according to Variety, Helen Mirren says she feels sad that Kurt Cobain is no longer alive because he never got the chance to experience GPS and its magical functionality. I always say it's so sad that Kurt Cobain died when he did because he never saw GPS. Mirren said, GPS is the most wonderful thing. To watch my little blue spot walking down the street, I just find it completely magical and unbelievable.
You know, that's one of the drawbacks to being famous, is that you're, especially that famous, like, you're going to have a senior moment and somebody's going to record it.
And she's dressed like, in this picture from the article, she's dressed like Queen Elizabeth V from Look Around You. She just doesn't have the lightning bolt over her one eye. Anyway. Sorry, Matt. I was just vamping until you got back.
There was a hat at the pub I went to the other day that was Queen Elizabeth, and she did have the David Bowie lightning bolt over her face, and I was very tempted to buy that hat.
Oh, I would wear that.
Also, I don't know why you're apologizing to me for vamping. You're editing. What do I care what you do?
He's flexing
Take your
again.
time.
He's showing off some more. Matt, how'd you
To
get
answer
into
Vanessa's
the
question, I'm sorry, but it's not interesting. I just kind of hopped in. I don't think I needed an invitation or anything. Like, you could just, once you teleport in, you're good. I think I went up the buildings, and you can get onto a balcony and get into the second floor. And then once you are there, you're in and nobody asks you any questions. Though I did go downstairs and sign the guest book.
Oh, of course, I did too. Apparently,
I did as well.
That caused problems for Jim, but didn't cause problems for the other three of us.
Yeah, I feel like it ruined my whole vibe I was going for.
I think we'll get
What vibe
to
were you
that.
going for?
So
the kind where I could sneak out quietly.
So
I
Vanessa,
do want to talk. Yes, Johnny.
sorry, did you do the invitation thing as well?
I did. Yes,
Okay.
and I think that you can also get an invitation from an earlier level. I'm not sure exactly which one.
You can find one in the Golden Cat, can't you?
Yeah, that must be what I'm thinking of. So
I may have had that. I don't know.
yeah. But I just had 2 invitations because I'm that special.
Wow. One for Corvo and one for Assassin Corvo.
I did have a weird bit of dialogue where one of the guests saw my mask and they're like, "Oh, that's so scandalous. It's just like the wanted posters. That's in such poor taste." But I don't have any wanted posters with the mask because I'm playing ghost mode. So all of the wanted posters in town are still just Corvo with his face hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
So we sort of head in, and in the front garden, we can find Lord Shaw, who is the recipient of our special note, and hand it over. And I assumed that he was going to blush and get all flustered because his crush was announcing his love, but that's not what happened. Matt, what happened?
Well, it turns out that the note is a invitation to a duel, and that Lord Pendleton has named you as his stand-in, or whatever, which, I gotta say, spoiler alert, when I got back to the Hound's Pit and wasn't like, fuck you, you're dead, I was really mad.
Yeah, it's a really kind of weird prank to play on your friend Corvo.
Yeah. But I did duel him, and I did just outshoot his ass, so, I guess no harm, no foul.
Yeah, I just stopped time, took out my trank gun, shot him, and then
Trank gun?
Yeah, they checked his pulse and they're like, "Oh, he's dead. Guess there's another body to remove." I'm like, "You're not a very good doctor."
Yeah.
It's too bad, too, because they're definitely going to throw him in the fucking death pits with all the corpses with the disease, so you basically killed him either way. He's dead.
Well, the what happens later, none of my business. Doesn't affect my ranking or chaos or anything.
Yeah, I also tranked him, and he seemed fine. Like, again, the guards who were there were like, I guess we're gonna have to get new jobs. Oh, well.
Yeah. I just shot him right in the face.
I shot him too. Shot him dead.
Honestly, I think
time.
that
You don't need
okay.
it. Just shoot his ass.
I do like that use of stop time, though. It's pretty tricksy.
I was a little annoyed that it was like, use this special dueling pistol, but it doesn't change your pistol. Like, give me a better pistol then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That
using
would've
that should have
been
been
a
like a
good
weapon
thing.
upgrade.
Yeah, for sure.
So, with that taken care of, it's time to enter the party.
Yay!
Oh, it's party time.
PART in the CANADA.
This is a really boring party. This party's boring, capital B.
What are you talking about? It's a great party. They have a huge buffet spread. They have lots of rooms to mingle in.
They
The
have
fuck
Throw
chamber.
in half of them.
They have regularly recurring bursts of glitter or confetti, which is
Yeah.
how do they keep those stocked? Like, are the servants running around like
I
filling
would assume yes.
barrels full of confetti? It's very strange.
They have fireworks.
What I liked about
going
this
on
party
outside.
is that you can just steal everything you see, and all the guests are like, "Yeah, take it, get it."
That's what we do.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
what
gets a
we
little
do.
piece.
You throw a party, I'm gonna rob your ass.
Yeah, you can pickpocket a lot of the guests too, and they'll sort of be
You know-
affronted. But
I couldn't figure out how to pickpocket.
I
Oh.
think you have to maybe be in crouch and then behind them.
Yeah, and they can't be looking at you.
I feel like I tried all that and it never worked for me, but I don't know. I guess I just did it bad. I honestly, in my playthrough, was like, I guess there's not a pickpocket ability in this game. That's not something you can do.
But in
You
fact,
can like
you can.
you can take stuff from people.
Unless
Yeah,
they're
when they're not looking.
Once you kill them, right?
No, you can sneak up behind them and take what's on their pockets, what's on their belts. If they have like a little, sometimes they have a little ammo pouch. Sometimes they have, like a lot of times they have a little money pouch, and sometimes they have keys.
I like grabbing the keys.
Yeah, you can take it right off their butt.
As we discussed last time, there's no skirts or pants in this world, so all of the there's
Well,
no
there are
skirts or
pants.
dresses.
There's
There are
definitely pants.
There's pants
Yeah,
and
no,
trousers.
hang on. There's no skirts or pants, so everybody is walking around in shorts.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say everyone's like, what do they call it? Hanging something. When you just well, I guess Donald Duck is the
Free-balling?
one way. Well, there's a way to say like
it would be great if they had these like really
Hanging Turt?
regal
No.
like suits, like suit jackets and stuff, but then they were wearing like shorts and boat shoes.
I mean, that sounds like a Florida party, Jim.
It does.
That is definitely the type of outfit you would see around here.
That's Florida dress code.
There's no skirts or dresses. Everyone is in pants, men and women both. And that includes the Waverly sisters, or I'm sorry, the Boyle sisters, who we can see wandering around.
The triplets.
They are named Waverly, Esma, and Lydia. but we don't know which is which, and they're wearing identical outfits, but in different colors. There's a red one, a white one, and a black one. We have to figure out who the mistress is and who's wearing what color, and there are many different ways we can do this. Probably the most straightforward way is just wander around the party until eventually people tell you, because
Oh, really?
people are gossipy bitches.
I always just go upstairs because I want to. So the second floor is off limits. They have a wall of light on the main staircase, and there are guards watching the side staircases. But I always just sneak my way up there. Every time I've played this game, I sneak my way up there because I want to rob the place. I know I mentioned the game Thief earlier, and I have always played this game a bit like Thief, where I'm like, I need all the money. Like, give me all your money.
Yeah.
So I went upstairs and robbed the
up there.
place.
There's some bone charms up there. There's a little, like, secret attic that you
rune?
can sort of get into. There's a rune.
Yeah, there's like a little secret crawl space that goes between the rooms.
And
You can turn
visit-
into a squeaky weaky mouse and go up, or a rat and go upstairs instead of taking the stairwell.
You can turn
Yep.
into a rat, sure. You can also go in from the balcony on the outside, where you can.
Oh yeah,
The best
With the
NPC
greatest
in the
guard.
game. The guard
Yeah.
who can't
Yeah.
be bothered.
I mean, that's me, the guard, basically.
Yeah.
Like, what's up? I just saw you magically teleport in front of me. Fucking have it, bro. I don't care.
Yeah. Well,
These
the
people
guard
suck.
says, they told me not to let people up here, but I don't really care.
Eat the rich. Fuck these people.
Yeah. So if you wander around the bedrooms, you can learn a little bit about each sister. We learn that Waverly is paranoid, that she's going to be assassinated. Esma is promiscuous and says that she is going to sleep with the first man who asks. And Lydia
Hot.
loves music.
oh,
And in one of their rooms, there'll be a note from the Lord Regent saying, "Hey, babe, what's up? You're my special mistress. I sent you these really cool costumes to wear. Sorry I can't come to your party." So here's an interesting fact. Fun fact for everyone. This is an RNG moment where in every playthrough you can have a different sister be the mistress. So
Yeah.
which sister did you get? Jim.
I didn't realize that, and in multiple playthroughs have never realized I was killing different sisters.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it is random. You might have had the same one every single time. And that's just the way it shook out. I don't remember the name of my sister, but I remember she was wearing white.
Oh. Johnny. Which sister?
I got the lady in red, Lady Waverly.
Waverly the Paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
And
She
what
thinks
about you?
everyone's
sorry.
gonna kill her.
Yep. What about you, Matt?
Well, I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you straight up that I believe it was the lady in white, which I believe was Esma, which is the horny sister. So I did go downstairs and tap her on the shoulder and just kind of like give her the vibe. You know what I mean? And she led me up to her bedroom
Oh.
where I stabbed her in the fucking face.
Oh. Do you mean like
And-
metaphorically, like because you
No.
were enjoying coitus and then you
No.
had some foreplay moment? Oh.
No.
Oh.
No. I think there's like a special assassination animation where you stab them like right in the throat and then you stab them like right in the back of the throat so they're extra dead. You know what I mean? And I did do that. It's unfortunate that I did have the shadow kill power, which does like turn them to dust, because I really would have liked to have laid her out on the bed afterwards. But
Wow, Matt is posing his murder victims.
yeah. I mean, I got into this
Then I
game.
put glass over their eyes so I wouldn't have to, so they couldn't look at me.
I did get into the murder aspect of this game. She led me up to her bedroom. I did murder her, and then I just casually left the party. It was fucking awesome. It was great. No harm, no foul.
Yeah. Nice party.
That would be
guys.
true.
Bye.
So if you have to get her all the way upstairs, if you talk to the guy who's like, "Hey, I heard you tried to find the one who's like in league with the what's his name, the High."
Are you speaking English
Lord
right now? What did you
Regent?
just say?
Yeah, he's like, "Hey,
He's trying to be
I hear
seductive.
you're the one who likes the Lord, who wants to get the lady who's in with the Lord Regent, and I want her. So you should find her and bring her downstairs to my boat. Yeah, bring her to my boat."
He's doing
That
his
guy.
Lord Shaw
Something about a
impression.
boat.
Was that
I'm
Lord Shaw?
confused.
Was it Lord
Anyway,
Shaw?
no,
Oh,
I
no,
didn't.
I'm sorry. It's not
I
Lord
didn't
Shaw.
do that.
It's someone else. I forget his
Okay.
name.
I just murdered her, and it was fun. And she just led me up there, so the guards left me alone because I was with her. It was easy, frankly. Like, I think I lucked out. Like, this really worked out for me.
Sorry, Lord Brisby is who Johnny was being. So I think Johnny and I both dealt with Lord Brisby. I don't know that Jim did. So do you want to talk about what you did, Jim, and then we can talk about Lord Brisby?
Yeah, I went, I snuck upstairs and I got to the room that had the diary in it. And the diary tells you which Boyle is the Boyle that you're supposed to assassinate. So I was like, all right. But right before I went upstairs, I saw the guest book and I was like, I'm going to sign this guest book. You know, there's an option to do it. I think it would be funny if they knew that Corvo Itano was there after I killed this lady. That would be funny. So I signed the guest book and I went upstairs and I snuck back down and I put some guards to sleep on the second floor and I went to that catwalk and because I saw her down in like that main area. And so I was like, I'm going to stand on this catwalk and shoot her and it's going to be really funny. And so, but the second someone saw me, I guess like for me, as soon as I signed that guest book, it just aggroed everybody. So like as soon as I set foot in that room and started like lining up my shot at Lady Boyle, everyone in the room freaked out at once. Like people started cowering on the floor.
It wasn't just because he had like a gun out?
Yeah,
No,
I was like,
I wasn't like pointing the gun at her. I was like trying to find her and put myself in the position to shoot her. And everyone in the room freaked out at the same time. And then so I reloaded a save and I was like, maybe I'll go from where the diary was. I'll go back outside and then through the bottom door and then follow her and kill her when she's alone. And as soon as I stepped into the main ballroom, everybody fucking freaked out again. Wow. And so I was like, well, like I'll go back to the catwalk then. So I reloaded a save, went back to the catwalk, and again, everybody freaked out. So I just pulled out my incendiary bolts and shot her and watched her burst into flames. and then I blinked out of the room as fast as I could.
Wow.
Was she like, ah?
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty great.
So
I actually did that on accident too because I went to just pull out my just regular crossbow bolts. I didn't realize I even had incendiary bolts, and then I shot her and she like burst into flames. I was like, no, that's pretty cool.
That's so interesting because I signed the guest book and nobody had a problem with it, but I guess I didn't leave and then come back again, and maybe that's the issue.
I did. So we had wildly different experiences because I signed the guest book. That's like the first thing I did when I got there. And then I straight up, I went back out and like robbed some houses, and I came back in and went upstairs and robbed it. And I had no issues at all.
I think that Jim was walking around with his gun out, and that's what got people upset.
No, well, maybe. I mean, I can't definitively refute that, but I don't think that's what happens.
You blame the guest book.
Yeah.
Well, in my case, I didn't go upstairs right away. I just walked around and enjoyed the party and mingled with people. I ran into a woman who I think is named Mrs. White, and she is like, I'm gonna tell you which one is Waverly. It's the lady in red. Isn't that funny?
I had to find it through everyone's journals, which mentioned which outfit they were wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as I was walking around, I ran into Johnny's favorite character, Lord Brisby.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, do you want to explain maybe in your normal voice what Lord Brisby asks of us?
Yeah.
Well, he does want you to like help it because he has a crush, right? And relatable. We've all had crushes on people that were out of our station, or maybe we didn't know very well. And we didn't really have a good way of introducing ourselves to them. Mm-hmm. So what he asks is that I find Lady Waverly and then somehow get her downstairs, knock her out, and put her into his boat, and they'll be together forever. Forever.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Did he know that you were Corvo?
Yeah.
And that you were planning on killing her?
Yeah, because he said, like,
because that seems like a weird ask. That seems like a weird fucking ask.
Mm-hmm.
He knew.
Like, hey, stranger, can you kidnap this woman for me?
Well, he didn't want her to die. He knew that what the
says,
Loyalists were doing.
I love her. Just, like, bring her to me. I'll make sure that, she's not with the Lord Regent again. She's not involved in all this messy politics. I'll just take her somewhere safe, and she'll be out of the way. It'll be great.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. And she'll learn to like him. It's going to be
a
long time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Johnny is canceled.
Well,
and who else is canceled?
I didn't want to kill anyone. I wasn't going to ruin my clean hands.
You think that handing somebody over to sex slavery is better than killing them?
We don't know.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this guy, he just wants to take her away, and maybe it wouldn't be, we don't know that he is necessarily a sex criminal.
I feel like you shouldn't try to justify this one, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Probably has a curse that turns him into a beast, but once he finds true love, he turns back into a handsome prince.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Beauty and the sex slave.
I actually don't know where this information that I'm about to
I guess it would be sex slave and the beast.
Sex slave and the beast. So apparently in one of the Dishonored novels, it refers to, one of the Dishonored novels.
Yeah, one of the Dishonored novels. One of the Pulitzer Prize winning
Pulitzer Prize winning novel, Dishonored, the Corroded Man. Published by Titan Books.
The Corroded Man.
By Adam Christopher. It's the second novel, the first of the trilogy between Dishonored and Dishonored 2. However, the other two
typically
books
when
were...
somebody writes what's the word I'm looking for? Typically when somebody writes a novel like that's like a tie-in to an IP, they use a fake name. So I'm guessing that this was actually written by J.R.R. Tolkien.
Probably. So in that book, it discusses Lady Boyle's fate with Lord Brisby, and says that she was taken to his family estate on a reclusive island.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't go back because she was a criminal, and then
she made friends with the living furniture.
Yeah,
everything was fine.
Yeah. It actually says that a few years later, Lord Brisby disappeared, and Lady Boyle was living off his family fortune and doing great. So it all worked out.
Has many great parties.
Yeah.
So the outsider was wrong? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know if the outsider was wrong, or perhaps we cannot consider this spin-off novel to be completely canon. Although,
I don't know that the outsider is omniscient. Like, he can see the future.
He says
Though,
what he
because
sees
he's always
happening.
interested in what would happen and what will happen, so he definitely can't see the future.
Okay. Well, see, after doing this, I went to the outside shrine. And he's like, "Yeah, she lives a long, long time, and her beautiful clothes turn into gray rags hanging about her shriveled body, and she's miserable."
Doesn't that happen to everybody eventually?
No, but like she never gets changed. She's always wearing the same clothes, and goes like she's.
It seems like supposition.
That's all that outsider tells me. But I thought it was a cool moment.
Well,
but you thought that meant that she never changes her clothes again?
Maybe. Are you going to believe the outsider, or are you going to believe Adam Christopher? Author of Dishonored, the
George R. Martin.
So, with Waverly, because she's paranoid, I just went up to her and I'm like, "What's up? Someone's here to kill you, but I can keep you safe." And she's like, "Okay."
Oh, yeah. I've done that before. I do remember what you're talking about.
She goes, "Meet me in the cellar." And I'm like, "That's perfect. That's where I'm going to go meet Lord Brisby."
Oh, dark.
So just go down there. She's kind of waiting by the entrance. I knock her out, pick her up. And
did you go dart or choke out?
I just choked her out.
Okay.
I guess this makes me appreciate that it's chaos, high chaos or low chaos, and not like good or bad.
Yeah.
Because what you did is bad, and what I did is bad, but not that bad.
Yeah, it feels pretty bad. Like, of all the sort of baddie things we've done, this one is pretty bad. So we bring her down, he lays her on some cushions in his boat, and he boats her away. And that's the end of Lady Boyle. So...
Whoa.
I don't know. I mean, personally, if it were a choice between the face stab... I definitely don't want Jim's incendiary bullet.
Why?
It's quick.
Is it? It looked pretty
I don't think there's a good option here. We'll put it that way.
I mean, I think that Lady Esme was like in the throes of passion, and then I murdered her. Like, she went out the right way.
Passion? She was just looking at you. You hadn't even done hand stuff.
I don't know that. I don't know what I've done.
So after that, we can leave the party, and like Matt, I just left. Just like, okay, bye everybody. Thanks for a good time.
I mean, I did not even have to go back downstairs. Like, I was in her bedroom. I had already cleared this whole area, so I just by cleared I mean killed every guard available. So I just wandered back out to the balcony exit, and left.
I think
they should have gone like full Hitman in this level, and you could have like poisoned some of the food or all of the food at the buffet, and then everyone in the party died.
Oh.
Or maybe like you
I'd love that.
Or maybe like you give the stalker guy tell the stalker guy which person she is, and then he ends up kidnapping her.
Ooh, that would be amazing.
That would have been interesting. Yeah.
Maybe you slip them all a roofie, right? Jim Cosby?
Yeah.
Maybe you wait till they're all dancing and you get a really taut like metal rope and you
Oh no.
Oh
no.
Yeah.
Oh, Vanessa.
That would be cool.
Don't ghost ship them all.
But of course there is the option that none of us took, which is you don't have to find out which sister it is if you just kill all three of them.
Yeah, I really didn't even consider it at the time, but in looking back, I wish I could have killed everybody at this party. I would have made Dunwell a better place if I would have just killed every single person at this fucking party.
You don't know them. Someone could be someone's like poor cousin who's there and they're working to make the world a better place. Everyone's got a poor relation.
Kill the men, kill the women, kill the children.
Not the younglings. So that's it. As we're leaving, we find that the guard has sort of stepped up their patrol of the canal, so Samuel's had to move a little bit further down the river. So we have a little bit of extra sneaking to do, but not very much. And we head on back to his boat, and he's like, "Hey, did you have a nice time at the party? Okay, let's go home. Just in time for curfew." And back we
All right.
go.
Yeah, what happens?
Now it's
He had
time
to move
for-
his boat. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was the zombies chasing after me that rang the alarm. I know he had to move his boat for some reason. I think it was that those guys were chasing after me. The little, what are they called? Weepers?
Weepas.
Yeah. Weepas.
I didn't set off any alarm, but he had to move his boat anyway, so I think it's sort of regardless of what you do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think because I didn't ring any alarm. Well, like I blinked out really fast, so no one was chasing me. I don't think I set off any alarms, and yeah, you like get to where the boat is, and it's like, oh nope, it's actually over here.
Mm-hmm. So we head back on to the Hound's Pit, and it's time to finally go after the Lord Regent himself, according to Hound's
Yeah.
We've dismantled his support system. He's all alone, and it's time to go get him. This is a good time, though, to stop by at your room first, because there's a gift from Lord Pendleton if you did his duel. I think he gives you a rune. There is a letter from the remaining Boyle sisters who are like, "Dear Corvo, thanks for not killing our whole family, I guess. Love the Boyle
they gave
sisters."
They gave us a rune as well.
Yeah.
That's
And,
nice.
There's a very, very telling drawing from Emily. Johnny,
Yeah,
you
I
saw
noticed
this.
that. And because I remember people discussing whether or not Corvo is Emily's father. And there's a drawing of Corvo, and it's super nice, and like it's a pretty day, and it says "Daddy" on it. So I feel like unless she's like saying "Ooh, Corvo's daddy," I'm sure she means Corvo is her father.
Yeah,
She's
I don't-
definitely like 10 years old. Like I can see this from I can see this mistake from like a toddler.
Yeah.
Why
I
is
think
it a
that
mistake?
What Johnny was implying is that, the Gen Z kids these days, they like to call
Yeah.
everyone daddy.
Or
Well, it said
Zaddy.
Zaddy, right?
Yeah,
It said
you're
Zaddy,
right.
I
They
think.
would
Yeah.
say Zaddy.
Yeah, it didn't say zaddy. Yeah, so I think that's a pretty strong confirmation that
Yeah.
Corvo is Emily's biological father.
I mean, sorry for the spoilers here, but doesn't Dishonored 2 pretty much confirm this straight up?
She definitely refers to him as her father throughout.
I don't know. I haven't played. So
Johnny
if you
hasn't
were
played Dishonored 2.
if you were higher
Weird.
chaos, is her picture like meaner? Is Corvo
Yes.
like?
Yes.
Oh, what's it look like?
I mean, what am I, your zaddy? I'm not describing the picture to you. The pictures are darker if you are playing chaos, high chaos. Oh, Johnny's
That's
pouting.
not my
So that means
zaddy.
he's about to flex.
He's about to go full zaddy on you.
But zaddy with an X, right?
Yeah.
Because he's a Gen X.
So, it's time to go. We basically were just told, this is a straightforward
All right.
one.
Well,
We're
thank you for joining us for the Square Roots podcast.
Oh. This is a straightforward mission. We're just going back to Dunwall Tower, getting rid of this Regent
Wait,
guy.
I did one more thing before I went to the tower.
Oh,
Did
wow.
you
What
not
did you do?
the thing? I played hide and seek with Emily.
Oh, yeah.
Well-
I hide and seek with Emily as well. That's true.
If you talk to Callista, she's like, I cannot find Emily. She's playing hide and seek
Oh, yeah.
again. Yeah, and I found her. I actually didn't find her. Like, I went to the balcony of her room, and it just, like, zoomed in to, like, the floor, and was like, oh, you found me, great job.
Oh, weird. She was out in the street, like behind a trash can for me.
Oh. I guess she was in
Yeah.
the floor somehow with me.
She was sort of tucked at the side of her tower for me, which I went from the ground, so there's like a
Huh.
space in between her balcony.
I assume
and the
that's
ground.
where she was in mine. It's just I didn't
Yeah.
find her, but the game thought I did.
She was definitely by the apartment that you can't
interesting.
get into.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
didn't
there
realize
might
she
be a
could be in
random
different
element.
places.
Yeah.
Jim, where did you find Emily? In the
I didn't even look
trash?
for her. I didn't have time for that.
Wow.
Just a little kid.
That's your daughter, Jim. That's your precious little Empress daughter.
I already rescued her. God, what does she want from me?
So you head back out to Samuel, and he's like, okay, let's go back to Dunwall Tower, and he takes us right back to where we started the game. That's kind of fun. We're at the base of the water lock that we rode at the very beginning of the game, but this time we can't ride the water lock up because nobody wants us to come in.
I mean, you can just kind of teleport your way up. It's not
That's
hard.
what I did.
I went to the little rat area, met my friends the rats, and then I turned into a rat. Then I got a bone charm, and then I used the rat powers to go outside.
Rat powers are so fun. Are you feeling, Johnny, like you're getting enough rat time? I know that was your complaint
Yeah,
before.
I had fortunately, the Lord Regent's Manor is really full of rats. There's a lot of rats in there.
Including
So
the
I
Lord Regent
exited-
himself, am I right?
Oh, all those clowns! Someone called the circus. They're all in Washington. I took the egg. There's a few exits. One had a zappy pylon in the way, and that was before I realized I could stop time to like run around a pylon without getting hurt. But I went out the window, which sort of leads you along the cliffside. That's how I got out of this area.
Mm.
What about you, folks?
I went around the back and then went up on the roof and went across that way because I wanted to try to recreate the way the assassins had crossed the roof to get to Empress Jessamine.
Oh.
I was like, I'm the assassin now. Look at me, blink, blink, blink.
I killed everyone.
Oh.
I killed every
You and
guard.
the tall boys?
Yep. I killed the tall boys. I killed the short boys. I killed everyone.
Killed the
Everyone!
Yeah. I killed every single fucking person in this tower.
What about
I
the
killed
dogs?
the women. I killed the children. I put
Younglings?
the dogs to sleep, but I've now learned that means that I killed the dogs.
Are you sure?
I killed that's what I did. I killed everyone. I killed every single fucking person.
Wow.
It's nice when you can just wander around the levels free with no repercussions because everyone's dead.
I also enjoy wandering around free because everyone is unconscious and tucked in a nice little bin or on a bed or somewhere.
But did you figure out a way to disable the tall boys, or?
No, I couldn't ever do
Oh yeah. I was gonna say I did, and it's if you shoot them a bunch, they die.
like many things. So we need to get into the tower itself. As we said, there's a tall boy on the yard. There's guards around. You can go to the gazebo where Jessamine was killed. And there's a little plaque there, sort of commemorating her life, I guess. And you can have a moment. You have to wait because there's a guard and a maid up there talking about their own little romance that they have going on.
Mm-hmm.
And
I killed them.
I choked them out and lay them down in a bush together.
Yeah, but if you kill them, their bodies vanish like they were never there. So that's really handy if you want to not get caught.
I let the lady walk away and then choked out the dude.
At this point in the game, I had a real, like, all of you are complicit feeling, if you understand. Like, that was my vibe. I was like, it's all of your fault.
Oh, no, I didn't choke him out. I tranked him and he fell into
Like,
the
I was
bushes.
John Wick,
Like,
where I was like, oh, are you a bodyguard at a club of the person that owns that, is related to the person I don't like? You're dead. Everybody's dead.
Everybody killed your dog. So then we make our way to the tower. There's a couple ways in there. You can go through the front door, or you can go through a window which is what I did. I could sort of made my way up to a tall ledge and got in that way. Anyone else have interesting ways to get into the tower?
did. I was going along that cliffside, right? And I go inside to, like, I guess an engineering room, and this most magical man was there. He's the engineer I saw from the beginning of the game. And I was like, you know what? He looks friendly. He was out there just holding his penis and urinating. Mm-hmm. And I went up to him, and I was like, hey, buddy. And he's like, oh, you're Corvo. You're out to murder
nice penis.
Yeah.
Strong urine. Strong
flow.
Strong stream you have there. Yeah. Looking pretty powerful over there, bud. You trying to power wash the side of this building or what?
You frying chicken over there? Oh, I'm just kidding. Nice stream, though. And so then he and I talked, and we like commiserated on both really not liking the Lord Regent. He didn't like the idea of building a moat. And then he's like, hey, if I turn off this little water flow or if you turn off the water flow up there, you can just swim on to the front door. Just hop off there. No one's going to see you. I was like, oh, great, buddy. And I'm like, are you busy later? And he's like, oh, no, I'm not really doing anything. I was like, do you want to see a movie or like dinner? Do you like Italian? And then like whole long romance tree, dialogue tree. I'll talk about it later.
Sounds great.
No, there was no romance.
Oh.
There's no romance. Your wife is dead and your daughter was kidnapped. You're not romancing people. You're on a murder mission.
I mean, you could do two things, man.
Did John Wick stop to romance people when he was avenging his dog? No, sir.
I didn't see 3, or was there a 4?
There was a 4.
I didn't see 3.
About 1.
What about, like, Jason Mantzoukas was in one of them? Did he romance him?
Mr. TikTok?
Yeah, Mr. TikTok.
We'll talk about Jason Mantzoukas in my level up. Okay. But I didn't romance him, but he did, like, we had a moment. I'd say, like, there was a spark for sure. I wish. You know what? I should have kissed him. I regret that now. Anyway, so I swam.
You would just be mashing your mask into his face.
I swam with the fishes and burned with the witches up to the front door. That's how I got in.
Oh, you slammed into the back of the building's Dragula.
Yeah, exactly.
Jim, how about you?
I actually, I went up the lock, and I guess took the hard way because I had a heck of a time with this stupid tower. I was getting noticed by tall boys all the time.
Yeah.
But I feel like it got easier as you went along. I feel like there were a lot of guards in the beginning of it, but then as you moved your way up the tower, there got to be fewer and fewer and fewer. So it was frustrating at first, but ultimately not that bad.
So once I got inside, I think that this can really vary depending on whether you've played a high or a low chaos run. Because I played the low chaos run, I got in, and the Lord Regent's just sort of in the big main area talking to his guards. And he's like, I'm so sleepy, I'm going to bed, I'm going to my own bed where I'm going to sleep in my room. And they're like, are you sure you want to do that? Things have been happening, people have been disappearing, it's kind of weird. And he's like, I need my own little beddy bye. I'm not going to my safe room, it sucks there. But I think on high chaos he does go to his safe room. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah, definitely.
So
and
that can
you can break into his safe room. I mean, I don't know, there's not a lot to say about it. You get in and you murder this motherfucker.
So I went in, and to sort of the right of the entrance, there is a tower that you can make your way up, should you so choose to. And up there, you meet a very special friend. Johnny, who do you meet?
Well, it took me a while because I went left first. But I did meet him. You meet Announcement Guy. You know, the guy who does the exposition announcements that tell you what's happening in the story over the PA.
People of Dunwall, the curfew is now in effect.
Yeah. He's like, oh, attention Corvo. don't kill me because I have information that we could play that would discredit the Lord Regent because this is 2012 and we haven't learned yet that some people will support a dictator no matter what they have been recorded saying.
Some people will support a literal child molester no matter what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's the alternative?
Vanessa, I would say this trope, the recording that will get people to no longer believe in a politician, is a deprecated trope. I feel like we can't use it anymore.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
I think that you might be right.
I don't believe it anymore. But
there are
in the
definitely
glorious
people who mistake political party for a sports team and think that they have to be loyal to it, even when that team is doing terrible things.
Mm-hmm. So
it's not true.
I mean, you know what? It took me a long time to get to this tower, because I took this kind of long
Nailed it.
Circuitous.
Did it. You got it.
I thought you were trying to say secure, and I was like, are you having a stroke?
Circuitous route around. Basically, I like went all the way around the tower. I ended up in the torture chamber.
Oh yeah, gotta kill that torture guy.
Oh, you could just get. Oh, he's the one who's not allergic. He's immune to stun darts.
Oh yeah,
right. I had that same problem.
So I did have to go behind him and choke him out, and he's not immune to being choked out. But you did. So basically, what I did was I tranked his dog, and that upset him because he was busy like attacking I'm pretty sure is a dead body with hot poker. Yeah, a corpse with a hot poker. And he does have a note from his granny who does it. Is this Granny Regs?
It must be.
Yeah, I think so.
There can't be two grannies in a game.
Because he has a little
only one hot
granny
per game.
He does have a little outsider shrine. So I had like, I was about to be attacked by him, but I picked up the rune, so I had like a little heart to heart with the outsider. I was like, I'm kind of in the middle of something here. I gotta. Oh no, I'd stop time. Anyway, so I.
Would you say that the torturer is a Johnny boyfriend?
Yeah, why not?
No.
I mean, it's one-sided conversation, and he does have some special interests. Like, do I have to join in with his, like, attacking dead bodies with hot pokers? Because I don't really want to do that. I guess I can support him in his hobbies.
Torturing a living person.
But he also does that.
Oh, okay.
That's his job, though.
Yeah, but it's just his job.
Well, at least he's got a job.
He's doing his job.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got to collect a paycheck.
So what I did was I tranked the dog, and then I went to like try and trank him. That's where I got the rune and everything. But then he was like he noticed the dog was tranked, and he started running after me up the stairs.
Ruin. Say it right, Canadian.
And then he went back down. Like he only chases you like up to the top of the stairs. So then he started going back down. So I like went back down behind him and then just choked him out because that was the easiest time to do so.
How is he immune to sleep darts? There's more explanation for that?
Matt already said, didn't he? That
you did?
They
Did
that they get some characters
the
get
tall
exposed.
boys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I assume it's like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, we sneak around, and I did go to the Lord Regent's room. He was in there, but instead of killing him, I just choked him out and put him on his little beddy by to have a rest. Broke into his safe and got his secret diary.
Which fortunately was in audio mode.
Yeah, he keeps a secret little audio diary. And brought it
You were
on.
like, have a sleep and think about what you did while I expose you to the world.
Have a little rest before your
I mean, I shot him with a trank dart and then just put him on his bed too, so.
We love tucking people in.
Yeah.
So we head to the broadcast tower and hand over... I don't remember if I handed over the recording or if the announcer was already gone.
He was already gone. I had to put him.
Like, he split.
Attention, Corvo! I'm getting out of here.
Yeah. Remember
Later, skater.
when we were looking at the IMDb for this game, and it said that I think Carrie Fisher does the voice of the alternate announcer. I assume that means if you kill this announcement guy, then you get her announcements.
No way.
That makes sense.
No way they hired Carrie Fisher to
I don't
do
know why.
announcements for the last 2 levels of the game.
That's what it says
Maybe
in
that's
the
all they can
IMDb.
Maybe that's all she wanted to do.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, I've only got like a couple hours for
Yeah.
this.
She read the script and she's like, listen, I like the script, I like the character, I only like the last 2 levels.
I like how you can. I like how you can send this woman to a rape dungeon. I guess is a Carrie
Yeah.
Fisher thing that she likes.
She loves it. Her and Susan Sarandon, they probably got together and talked about it and be like, hey, remember Dishonored that we're both in? What's your favorite part? Rape dungeon? Me too. Cheers.
Yeah,
So
and that was before Carrie Fisher's death.
yes. We're not trying to imply post-mortem drinking.
You don't know.
You just
Maybe
told
Susan
me.
Sarandon
I
is
do know,
into
'cause
seance.
You just told me. You just told me it was before.
Susan Sarandon. Hello.
Zombie dearest.
It's me, Granny Rags. Granny.
She doesn't
So,
have a
Oh,
she doesn't have a creaky voice. She still has a pleasant
Yeah.
Susan Sarandon voice in this.
Yeah.
Susan, can you do the Granny Rags voice?
It's weird casting, and I love Susan Sarandon, and I'm happy she got paid. But it's weird casting. I could do a better Granny Rags. Hello, Sonny. Put this man in a pot for me.
I mean, I wish she could have mocapped it, because, I mean, I'd love to spend some virtual time with Susan Sarandon.
Susie S.
Yeah. Old
Suze.
Suze.
So we play the secret diary, and it goes a little something like this. Oh, I'm such a good guy. It's not my fault that the rat plague is here, even though I definitely brought the rats here to introduce the rat plague, but I had to do it because homeless people are so terrible, and they were everywhere.
Oh,
so
no.
what else was I going to do but introduce a plague to kill them all? And it's not my fault it got out of control, and then the Empress started looking into it, and so I had to kill her. What other choice did I have? I mean...
Wow. I missed all that.
Oh yeah, it's pretty fun. He does
Yeah.
it like lay out the whole thing.
He's responsible for the rat plague. He introduced it because he thought that Dunwall had a lot of undesirables and assumed that they would
It
be
does.
infected with the plague and die, and the city would be purged of all of these people that he didn't want in town. And then when people found out about it, he did a little coup.
I don't like this.
Like it.
Too true to life.
Yes, that is
Hitting a little
exactly what
close to
I.
home.
Yeah. Well, not home. The country next door that I have to listen to for every 4 years for a whole year.
Hitting a little close to your neighbors. So yeah, once that is played, you can sort of go out into the hall, and you see the Lord Regent like running towards the tower, the broadcast tower. He's like, no. And he is stopped by some guards who are like, you're under arrest. And he's like, no, my secret diary. Now everyone knows that I like Chad. Oh.
No. So I did. It was interesting. If you like walk around or even walk around here, there's like factions fighting, but then like most of the guards will still want to kill you. And then I saw these guys with masks and little organ grinders, and their organ grinders make my magic not work.
You didn't run into
Yeah.
those until after this? Like, these
Yeah,
guys
this
were
is the-
all over the fucking place.
This is the
And
first
you
time
can't
I've seen these
sleep dart
organ
them.
grinders.
Again, it's another fucking enemy that you can't... Listen, these guys drove me nuts because they're immune to 90% of your weapons, and it's frustrating. And they're all over this fucking level. I did eventually realize that if I kill everyone around them so there's nobody to help them, and then I summon a rat plague, a swarm of rats, the swarm of rats will kill them and eat them for me.
Oh, that's convenient.
Oh.
But it does sound like a lot of work. Yeah, I don't like these guys either. You can sort of run into some lore about these music boxes that the overseers use. They know that they disrupt outsider magic, but they don't really know how they work, and some of them are kind of uncomfortable. They're like, are these music boxes black magic, and we're just using black magic against black magic? And other ones are like, don't worry about it. It's just the music box. It's great. Just play the music.
That's
and
interesting.
their song sucks.
I didn't catch
frankly, it's not good music. It just goes.
Well, that's
like,
why it's disrupting your magic. So I did save.
They turn the little crank on their little music box, and it's like.
It kind of seems. I guess it's not high chaos that I'm involved with, but it looked like there's a whole lot of death going on. So I just instead just warped on some lights and just snuck out instead of trying to go through all these guards fighting each other. But it sure seemed like all those guards were murdering each other. And like there's a whole civil war going on if you like explore what happens after the broadcast.
I didn't
these
notice
guys
that
walk
somehow.
around and they crank the little crank and the music comes out and it's like, I'm hot and you're not. But if you want to hang with me, I'll give it one shot. Top that.
No, Matt.
What?
Save it
That's
for
just
tomorrow.
that's from the game.
Okay. So if you don't play the broadcast and you have to go to the safe room, how does that shake out?
Oh, you go to the safe room and then you kill the overseer. Or, I'm sorry, the Lord Regent. It's less exciting, to be honest. Your story was fun, and mine is just that I went to the safe room and I killed all the guards so that nobody was alive to see what I did. And then I guess I did. There's a wall of light, and I did just kind of walk up to it so he could see me, so he knew what was coming. And then I unplugged the wall of light and walked into the room and killed him. I really enjoyed him knowing what was coming. I really
Does
wanted
he
to be
say
able to take
anything
my
to
mask
you?
off early on and be like, what's up?
Hey Matt, if you reprogram that wall light, do you think you could like spook him into running through it?
No, because I've said this, I think I said this last week, you can, with the walls of light, you can get one person to run through it, but then the rest will circle, which in the safe room, there is a back way in. Because I did have some fun with that where I was trying to lead them into the wall of light, and then they were just circling through the other side. But then I was like, oh, now I'm on this side, because there was a upper area for me to like teleport through. So I kept like popping from one side to the other, hoping they would run into it. Really, the arc pylon is the only thing that people will just walk into over and over again. I guess it's good enemy AI or whatever, but like it's less fun. Like,
But why do they walk into the arc pylon? Are they just like, well, I guess that guy wasn't on the pylon list, but I know I am.
yeah,
Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo.
yeah, it's dumb. But I did enjoy. I did fucking walk up so that he could see me and just kind of like look at him, and so he could freak out. And then I teleported my way around and did stab him a few times, and he died. The end.
Rip. So yeah, we just
He
have to
deserved
make
it.
our way. I mean,
I thought like maybe something interesting would happen if I sleep darted him, and then like maybe I'd get like a cool objective pop up. That didn't happen. Like nothing happened when I tranked him, so I just walked up to him and I shot him in the face while he was asleep.
You know what I
I
should have
do-
done? Throw him off the balcony.
Yeah.
that
Isn't
could've
there a
been
fireplace in that room? I was like, I wonder if I could toss him in the fireplace.
fun. Oh.
Sometimes sleep darts are more efficient, and I did have some fun occasionally like sleep darting somebody. But then if you walk up with, again, that shadow kill power that kills anybody that turns anybody, or later on, anybody that you kill into ash, So I would sleep dart somebody, and then I would walk, and instead of hiding the body, I would just stab the body, and they would turn into ash. All right, so that's it.
We head back to the Hound's Pit.
Game over.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yep.
Everybody.
We get to have a little celebration party. Back at the Hound's Pit, everyone is raising their glasses and cheering and celebrating and clinking. And they're like, Corvo, you did it. Here, have a drink on us. It's me, your friend the Admiral, and look who else is here. Your best friend, Overseer Martin, and Lord Pendleton, the three of us.
They're all
It
here.
aggravated me
Well,
that
best
this
buddies.
game did not allow me to be like, no thank you to your drinks.
Yeah. Nope, Corvo is ready for it. Emily is there. She's hanging out with Callista. She's like, what's up?
Yeah, she's got some
Yay."
cool drawings of like dead bodies and like blood spurting out of the Overseer and the Lord Regent. And she's like, this is what my daddy does for work.
Yeah. I don't remember what her drawings were like for me, but they definitely weren't that. I think it
No,
was
it's
just like
dark
a dog
dark.
or something.
in the High Chaos version.
I
It's
saw
very dark.
her drawing on the table was the tower she lived in with a rainbow.
Ah,
going
that
to
makes
it.
sense. So Corvo sort of wanders around, talks to everyone. They all congratulate him. You start to feel the effects of this alcohol a little bit. Things get a little bit fuzzy. So you're like, okay, it must be beddy bye time. He heads on upstairs, is just steps away from his bed when he collapses onto the floor.
Can I just say that the way the game is programmed, the closer you get to your bed, the more like fucked up you get. So if you kind
Yep.
of, for some reason, head towards your room, but then come back, you'll like almost pass out, but then you'll come back and be like, I'm cool. I'm super
I'm
cool,
not
actually.
even
I feel
drunk."
Great.
I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you.
I thought that was fucking hilarious.
I think the closest real life equivalent is when you are like going to the bathroom and you don't think you have to go that badly, and then you get there and see the toilet and you're like, oh no, I really have to use this bathroom. It's happened to everyone.
Has it?
Oh no. So we pass out on the floor, and guess it's just the drink, and then we wake up the next morning and we are in Samuel's little boat, and he's like, hey, what's up, Corvo? So here's the deal. I did give you a poison to poison you to death because that's what Admiral Hackett told me to do.
That was the cruelest cut when you saw Samuel. For a minute I was like, my boy Samuel. No.
This you gotta think that if you conspire and then ultimately murder the only living person who could implicate you in this criminal conspiracy, you would Rasputin them. You would poison them. You would stab them. You would drown them in a river, and then you'd cut their fucking.
Well, but that's not what happened to
They would
Ray.
come back to life, obviously.
Yeah, that was the
and so
whole
in
point
Hellboy.
in
Yeah,
Rasputin.
that's true.
Was they did exactly what they did here. They poisoned him. I was like, oh, he's dead now. But then
Yeah, and then he came back.
Yeah, he
and
came
they're
back.
Like, oh my god.
he kept coming back after they thought he was dead like 3 times. That's
Yeah.
when they eventually chopped him to bits and stuff.
The
I
wizard
guess I
came
was
back
pulling from
the
Hellboy
very
lore
next
there.
day. The wizard came back. We thought he was a goner, but the wizard came back the very next day away. Does nobody recognize this song?
I do
I
know.
know that song.
The cat came back.
I sang that song in grade school.
Oh, nice. I know that song from the musical artist Raffi. Everyone's
What?
favorite guy. So
Was
I'm
that
shocked
Raffi? I
you
thought
know
that
who
was
that
Fred
is.
I thought it was
of course
Fred
I know
Penner.
who that is. I had a childhood of sorts.
Who's Raffi?
And
He's a
20 years
Canadian
after that childhood,
child singer.
Raffi became a popular artist, Vanessa.
He also did. Yeah, no. When I was a kid, Raffi was popular. Like, Banana Phone wasn't out yet, but Baby Beluga was out. He had a bunch of songs I liked.
Yeah, that Baby Beluga song. It was tearing up the charts.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Raffi!
Is this like kids' entertainment?
Yeah, it was like Gen X kids entertainment.
Oh,
I thought it was. I mean, that
unsavory.
was kids' entertainment for my kids, which is weirding me out
He's
now.
had a very long career. I saw Raffi
Oh.
live, Matt.
Wait, Must Be Santa was a Raffi original? Huh.
Is this RAFI?
Yeah.
RAFFI. Brush your teeth.
Baby
Yeah, you know,
Beluga in the deep blue
in the
sea.
deep blue sea. And must
so
be
wild,
Santa.
swim so
Must be
free.
Santa. Santa Claus. You know, that song.
Hope I don't jerk off. Right, guys?
Oh, his smash it. Oh, fuck. What the fuck?
How dare you?
Oh, Clown Peter. Fuck that.
So we're taking along this flooded street, and Samuel explains, I did
flooded
poison you.
street.
I only gave you half a dose, though, because we're really good buddies. And I think you're going to be fine. You just need to sleep it off. So I'm just going to leave you here on some,
I'm gonna dump you here in the garbage.
Just going to dump you here in the
On a
garbage
raft.
some,
On a raft.
on a little raft in this flooded district full of rats and weepers to sleep it off. And once he does that, Corvo is fished up right away by good old Dowd and his assassins.
Who's Dowd? Other than acclaimed actor Michael Madsen?
Yeah, who?
Dowd is acclaimed actor Michael Madsen, and he's like, "What's up? I'm Dowd. Here are my assassins. I see you have an outsider mark. That's super cute and fun. I also have one. And we are the group that killed the Empress. Sucks to suck. Bye." And they put you in a big old vat and close the lid.
And I'm
Whoa.
dead forever.
Well, it's a
Game
fitting
over.
ending.
Wait, they didn't put me in a vat and close the lid. They stabbed me in the tum-tum and then pushed me
They
off a
stab you in
ledge.
tum-tum?
Yeah. That's what
Wow.
happened to me.
Interesting.
That's weird.
So they
And
didn't
then
put
like
you in
knocked
a
me
vat?
off a. Well, I guess they did knock me into like what looked like a cistern or something. Is that what you mean by a vat?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And then I guess next time we'll find out what happens next. Is
Yeah.
Corvo
Next
dead?
time?
Probably.
What are you talking about? That's the end of the game.
There's more.
There's more. Next time, we'll finish the main game.
Yay!
And
Is there enough content for a full episode on
Yes,
what's
Jim.
left in the main game?
Yes.
Well-
Yeah, it's 2 chunks. It's
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
We've got the... Yes,
How
absolutely.
dare you?
There are 2 more. There's 2 more missions, like long missions, and then there's the DLC. So 2 episodes, I think, right?
3, I would say. I think we'll do 1 episode per DLC.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Matt's face. God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm a little shocked because they are like longer missions, but not a lot happens. Like it's just like go here and do this, go here and do that.
We can try to truncate it if you want to.
Well, why don't we
John's face.
see? I don't know. Listen, I can't be the one that decides that because when I do, John's like, "We got to take this week off."
Yeah, let's give Johnny time to play, because, it's not just talking about the DLC, it's also playing the DLCs, which are like, I don't know, 6 hours a pop, something like
Yeah.
that, so.
Wait, so I have to play 12 hours?
Some of us finished it in a weekend. Some of us finished this whole game in one weekend.
I guess it depends on how you play.
Yeah, I'm not 100%ing it, but still. We'll figure it out.
Next time we'll complete the main game.
Yeah.
All right. That's that. let me ask you all, Jim, starting with you, what are you squarely against?
I will say that I am roundly for being able to possess the fish. I had not done that on previous playthroughs, and I delighted both times I did it in this one. So, roundly for Matt. What are you squarely against, buddy?
I'm roundly for taunting the Lord Regent before I killed him and like letting him freak out. That was a lot of fun. Like it was satisfying. You know what I mean? Like in that, I hate to keep saying this, but in that John Wick way where I was like, I'm coming for you. I'm here. You're dead. It was good. It's good. This game is great at like satisfying that primal urge of like revenge. I mean, unless you sell people into sex slavery, I guess. Vanessa, what are you squarely against?
I'm roundly for selling people into sex slavery. No, wait, I'm roundly for...
You didn't get any money. You donated someone to sex slavery.
I'm roundly for the party level. I think it's a really interesting and fun way to kind of break up these combat sneaky heavy levels to be in a place where you don't have to sneak that much and can just sort of interact with people and feel like more in the world. And who doesn't love a good party level? I mean, come on. Every game should have one of these. Every game needs a level where it's like, okay, everything's been really bleak and dark, but now you're in a really pretty house. You get to wear your pretty clothes and hang out with people having a nice time. You can eat all you want. You can drink all you want. And ultimately, you can donate someone into sex slavery. You know, a party.
Mm-hmm.
And who hasn't gone? Johnny? What are you squarely against?
I am roundly for the fact that you can transform into a rat in front of a whole party of people, and they just kind of gasp a little. It doesn't stop the party. Everyone's fine with it.
Nothing can stop that party.
I think, no, that's not true, because there's definitely, I noticed, party, you did not ruin the party is one of the things I got after leaving it, so there is a way to stop that party. Yeah.
I guess Jim did ruin the party by igniting the host in front of everyone.
Did Jim go? Jim?
Yeah.
What are you squarely against?
I did.
Oh, is that everyone?
Roundly for being able to possess fish.
Right, fish. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And Vanessa, you've gone, right?
I've gone too. That's it. That's it for this chunker. I have no emails to read. It's time to move on in life. What will we move on to? Jim, tell us.
It's time to level up.
Yay.
You know who I want to hear from is Johnny. Johnny, I want to hear about Alarmo.
I have Alarmo, the sound clock. And
that's
Alarmo. Sound clock.
My sound clock, thank you, patrons, has been waking me up with various soundscapes and going to sleep in soundscapes. Although, for going to sleep, I really only want to do Breath of the Wild, because it's just like wind going over grass, and then like owls hooting, and then a little bit of like... Yeah, I don't know. I kind of have to hear what the Super Mario Brothers soundscape is. But also I've been waking up to either... So far I've just had King Koopa or the Great Fairy wake me up. And the Great Fairy... Oh no, Chain Chomping and Great Fairy. And the Great Fairy wakes you up by going like... like slowly, it starts real quiet, like... And you just wake up and you're like, oh, what's that sound? And it's just
I'm too old for morning wood, so I don't need that.
Ooh, a giggly lady in my room. Oh, it's Alarmo.
And she starts getting pretty loud. So if you move around enough, you'll turn off that part of the alarm. However, she'll come back if you don't get out of bed. And once you get out of bed, then it, like, if you have Breath of the Wild, it'll go like, dun, 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 for you getting out of bed, which is pretty fun. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Exciting.
Yeah, except, so the alarm, if you go back to bed later within an hour, it'll start over. And I don't go back to bed within an hour. But my cat does. And now Alarmo thinks I sleep 17 hours a day. I wonder if Alarmo's worried about me.
Alarmo thinks you're your cat.
Well, me plus my cat.
Right. Interesting. So is like Nintendo of America starting to send you little emails like, you doing okay there, bud?
Are you all right? Not yet. So my cat goes to get up with me and then take a little walk outside, and then I feed her. That's like my get up ritual. Mm-hmm. And then she usually goes back to bed after she eats. And it's so every time now I have to turn off my alarm clock because the Great Fairy or King Koopa or whoever is going to start yelling at her to get up, and she doesn't like that. She's like, get into the room and she's just staring at Alarmo and she's mad at it.
She's gonna kill that Alarmo.
Mm-hmm. So that's Alarmo. I also have been watching because I've been sort of seeing for inspiration for the video essay I have to write now on Simpsons Hit and Run. I've been watching some modern Simpsons, like season 35, I think is what I'm watching. Mm-hmm. And there's a Jason Mantzoukas episode.
What?
There's
true. No way. I don't believe the Zooks has ever been on The Simpsons.
He plays a billionaire disruptor who's in the charge of a Grubhub style ordering app. And Marge has to take a job. So she's working for it. And it's about unionizing. It was a good episode. I thought it was fun. However, Homer at the end says, what's a cell phone for other than for ordering food whenever you want, or anonymous hookups with gay men, or so I've heard.
Oh, wow.
It does seem to imply that Homer's cruising dudes on a gay hookup app while Marge is at work for Grubhub.
I could see Homer doing that and then just taking the guy to Moe's to have a beer and just be like, I just want someone to drink with.
Well, that's kind of the plot of 2 episodes where there's the gay roommates, one Scott Thompson, that Homer moves in with them.
I don't remember that.
That's like a mid-teens episode.
I'm not like a Simpsonite,
I was. I definitely was.
And I'll watch it occasionally, but I'm not going out of my way to look for Simpsons episodes.
Yeah, and I think there was a doldrums where the episodes just weren't very good for a while in the 2000s to 2010s.
Yeah, about 20 years, I think. Yeah. 20 or 30 years.
Like a lot of people say after season 9.
Yeah.
I think there's some great episodes after season 9.
There are definitely, yeah, but I think those are the outliers.
But it's still left as a writer,
That was season 5. He was only a writer for half a season.
Yeah, when they did the monorail episode.
Yeah, he wrote 5 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the show a lot. And it's still, I don't think it should keep going because Julie Kavner can't do the Marge voice anymore. And there's an episode with Monty Burns singing, and it's I don't know if there's a new voice actor for him or if the guy's so old he can't sing in the Monty Burns voice anymore, but it just sounded like a weird, tired old man singing. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Not
Who does
good.
Mr. Burns' voice? Is that the Harry Shearer? Is that one of
It's
his
one
voices?
of the two, so it's either Harry Shearer or someone else. I think it's Harry Shearer.
Or Hank Azaria?
Yeah, it's one of the two.
Okay.
And I don't think he can really do the Burns voice anymore. That's why Burns isn't in a lot of episodes now.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And,
but Yeardley Smith can go forever because that's her real voice.
Yeah, that's just her real voice. And Homer and even Nancy Cartwright, you can hear that she sounds older, but she still does a fine Bart. But I just think no show should go on for 35 years, even a show I like. I think it's too long.
I agree.
Yeah,
that's my hot take.
It doesn't have a rotating cast or anything.
Yeah, it's just
I think Gen Z should bring back Eat My Shorts though, or I Carumba. That would be pretty cool.
I don't know what either of those things are. Matt, how did you?
You don't know what Eat My Shorts or I Carumba is?
Oh,
Bart Simpson's
I thought these were
early in the Simpsons run.
I was mixing up with Salute Your Shorts or something.
Oh no!
I thought these were just shows that took Bart's catchphrases as their title, like "Hey Dude" and
Oh,
Eat-
yeah.
salute
Yeah,
your
Eat My
shorts.
Shorts. Everybody's favorite show.
Yeah.
I never watched any of those Nickelodeon kid sitcoms because I didn't get them. Matt, how did you?
Well, and
Level
also
up.
you were way too old for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was the right age for Parker Lewis Can't Lose and getting an age-appropriate crush on Abraham Ben Ruby, though.
I have been continuing my October watch through, which, by the way, happy Halloween week, listeners. I think when the new episode comes out, Halloween week will be over, right? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
it comes out before Halloween.
I meant the next
episode's-
episode. This episode is the last week of October. So congratulations on surviving that if you did, and thank you for everything. And I have continued my Halloween October watch through of a million horror movies. Johnny, did you finish The Fly? I can't remember if we talked about that.
Yes, I did. We didn't talk about it. That last 20 minutes is pretty gross.
Yeah. Remember when the fly starts barfing on people and like melting
Yes.
them? It's
Yes.
amazing.
It's disgusting.
That movie is fucking awesome. And that's the best movie I've watched this Halloween season. But I did watch an incredible movie last night called Malignant.
Ooh.
Y'all heard of Malignant?
Yeah, I heard of it.
No, not really. I keep mixing up with Maleficent.
Well, and also there's, was it Malfeasance? Malevolent? There's Malevolent. That's another one with Florence Pugh. A lot of these going around. Malignant, absolutely fucking wild. Like, it's hard to describe. It's, in a lot of ways, it's a boring movie that is, like, slow and drags on. But then occasionally there's a crazy, brutal, gross murder. And those parts are amazing.
I don't understand how a movie. I like *Malignant*, but it's almost every actor in it is fucking terrible.
Yep.
But the twist is so good, and the action is so fun to watch. You're like, God, I actually really like this movie.
Yeah. I don't want to spoil it, but it is like I have to big recommend *Malignant*. Like, it's wild, and it's like a 2-hour movie. It's kind of boring. When it's not, which is a big chunk of the movie, when like when it's not moving along, it's boring. But
there's a lot of really funny touches in it. There's one thing, I think I mentioned it on the show before, but there's a character that has to go like get records from an old hospital. So she drives to the hospital, which is like one of those spooky hospitals on the cliff. And she drives up to it and parks on the edge of the cliff, like for no reason.
Yeah.
Why would you
There's
do that?
no one there. It's not like the parking
Nobody
lot's
there.
full. It's just an
no
empty
other cars.
building. There's not even security. She just walks in, finds what she needs, and she's good to go. It's wild. But the twist, and the worst part of the movie is that the twist happens in like the last 15 minutes.
Ooh, don't
Way
spoil it
too
for me.
late.
I am going to
I'm
watch
not.
this.
I'm not.
You should watch it, John. It is
my
a
point
lot of fun.
my point is that the twist happens so late that it's like it's kind of boring up until then, but it is fucking wild when the twist happens. It's fucking insane. It's one of the craziest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. Malignant is amazing, so watch Malignant. I also hey, you know what I did? I'm going to do some real life level up. I went to a pub.
Oh, wow.
And I went to a pub on a Sunday morning, and I watched some soccer and had some beers.
Did you have a Sunday roast? Did you have a full English?
Yeah, did you eat some beans?
I waited until it was closer to lunchtime, and I had some fish and chips.
Oh, wow. Classic.
Basic.
Classic.
Go to a pub at 11 a.m. to watch a soccer game and have some beans or fish and chips or whatever. Like, it's a good time. Though the American football fans did start to kind of wander in about halfway through the soccer game, and you could tell that they were really mad that they would not change the channel to football because we were watching football, English football, soccer. It was funny. And my last level up, which I did mention last week, I've been playing Metaphor ReFantazio, and I'm past the demo at this point, past the first like big chunk of the game. Not big chunk, but big first plot point of the game. I'm 10 hours into like a 100-hour game, so I'm not super far into it, but that game is good as hell. Hey, y'all like them Persona games? You heard of those?
Yeah.
Do you like, Vanessa does. Jim, do you like Persona? John, do you like the Persona games? Okay. I'm not going to try to push this game on any of you because I know we're all busy and it's like a 100-hour JRPG, but holy shit, am I hooked. It is definitely like hitting me right in that part of the brain where it's like, just one more day. I just want to go hang out with one of my buddies and maybe go get level up one of my what are they called? In Metaphor, they're called like kingly attributes. In Persona, they're like your social skills. It's fucking delightful, and it's so similar to the Persona games in some ways that I almost am like, why did you not? You couldn't think of another way to do this.
It looks cool as hell. I'm looking at a gameplay video right now.
The combat is really good and fun. It is similar to Persona, but also not exactly Persona. There's a class system that is tied to the, let's say, Personas. And the plot is definitely like, it's got that thing that the Persona games have where the characters are very intriguing and you like them and want to spend time with them. But it also, unlike, I think, the Persona games, has a plot that so far really has you guessing and enjoying, and it's not just like, well, what's the Scooby-Doo this month? It is different in a lot of respects. Yeah, like my complaint is there are some things that like are too similar to Persona, where it's like, why could you not have just do this a little different and it would have been fine and not just the same.
It looks like the battle system is like a hybrid of action and turn-based.
No, it's still got the turn-based Persona style combat, but when enemies are a lot weaker than you, there is like an action-based
kill
combat.
them on the field.
Yes, you can just kill them on the field. It doesn't make you do the Persona thing where you have to sneak up behind all of the shadows to get them. You can just run up to their faces and start hitting them. And it is, like I said, it's slightly different. But it's not Persona, but it's so close to Persona that it basically is. Like, look at Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. Like, it's that. Like, it's very similar. But I'm hooked. It's really good. I find myself like playing it on my lunch breaks and squeezing it in for an hour after I am working at night and stuff like that. Like, I'm very hooked. And again, I'm not trying to sell any of you on it so much because I know none of you have time to play Metaphor, a 100-hour JRPG. But, if you're out there, if you're listening, if you're into these types of games, give that game a shot. There's a demo that's like the first 7 hours of the game. Go play it. Try it. You'll like it. And that's how I leveled up. Who was left? Vanessa, did you level up?
I didn't.
All right, Vanessa, how did you level up?
Well, I went out there and I voted in the 2024 United States presidential election.
Your votes don't matter. Everybody knows that the automatic voting machines are going to flip your votes to your opponent no matter who you vote for.
That's how they do it. I just wanted to put that out there because it felt really good. It felt really good to get that over with. If you're in a position to like early vote, just check, like Google your city early voting.
You did make me consider it.
It was nice.
I'm holding out for that election day high.
Yeah, that's me too. Is that I've gone to the same place for 10 years. They open very early. I dropped my daughter off at high school very early, and I know that I can swing through, and it's not going to be a line. It's not going to be a problem. And so, why should I vote early? But part of me is like, maybe I should just go get it done.
Yeah. I will say there was a line for early voting when I showed up. It was
Whoa.
not the first day of early voting in my city, but it was the first day this particular location was open for it. And there was a line of, it was sizable. It was, it was heading down that block. So I think a lot of people are eager to get out there and make their voices heard, as they say. And I just say, just get it over with. Then you don't have to think about it anymore. It's done. You can move on with your life. Just kidding. None of us can move on with our life until it's over.
Yeah. It's not. I was going to say, you're lying. You're still thinking about it every day. We all are.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
I also went out to you've heard of a Christmas market where you go and people have selling things at little tables for Christmas and things like that. I went to a Halloween market.
Ooh.
It was a witchy Halloween market by witches for witches.
Was Agatha there?
Did you all sing Down the Road?
They were just blasting it. I was there, Matt. Although I did tell Matt, my friend Julie, patron of the show, probably listening right now, found a which Agatha character are you quiz that she had me take, and it said I was the potions witch lady. Not accurate. Julie thinks that I'm Patty LaPone witch, and I think that's probably true.
No, I think that the test was accurate, and you just can't accept it. You're the future, and it's too hard for you to hold on to that. You know what I mean?
It is. I want to be the past. I want someone else to fix the future. Because the past, you don't have to do anything about it. It just is.
Exactly.
If you're the future,
and you know what's going to happen.
You know what's going to happen. If you're the future, you have to be active. You have to be involved. You have to do things. No, thank you.
Yeah, that does sound terrible.
It does. And finally, I played a video game called Dishonored 2.
No, Vanessa!
I did the whole thing. I finished Dishonored 1, and I just dove straight into Dishonored 2. Because
did you play Death of the Outsider?
I haven't yet, but I intend to. And then I'll have finished the trilogy once again.
It's not a trilogy. That's DLC.
Dishonored 2 is so good. It just has really great levels. If you're enjoying Dishonored, if you're playing along with us, just keep with it if you want to.
I agree.
I'd recommend it.
Because as much fun as Dishonored 1 is, Dishonored 2 has two of the best levels ever designed in a fucking video game.
100%.
It's wild.
Yep. I think I was telling Jim that when we recorded a bonus this weekend, I played the time level, and it's just so good, and they're so good. They're just
on the clockwork level.
Amazing. And Dishonored 2 has a little bit of replayability because you can play of one of two characters with different power sets. Or, if you complete the game with one character, you can do a new game plus and access both power sets for both characters. So you can play with a mix of them, which can...
I don't know why you would...
It can tend to really overpower you, actually, because... you can just kind of pick and choose the strongest powers from both characters, and those combined, you can just wreck everything.
I don't know why you would ever play, and I'm going to assume here for Vanessa, I don't know why you would ever play Dishonored 2 as Corvo.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I guess... you would play it to sort of get his power set and have a little bit different experience with that. But like I said, with New Game Plus, you can keep Emily's best powers and then add some of Corvo's into that. So like Emily can't do possession, you can have possession. Emily has a linking power, which is so great, where you can chain up to 4 people. And then
I forgot about that. It's so good.
Yeah, chain them all, hit them with a sleep dart. She doesn't have a stop
Shoot him in the
time.
head with a bolt so that they all die at once. Oh my gosh.
She has a power called Mesmerize, which is sort of her version of Stop Time, which basically she creates a weird pulsing statue and everybody stares at it and you can walk past them while they're staring at it. They won't respond to you.
What's the difference? I couldn't remember. What is the difference between Blink and her teleport power? What is hers?
Her teleport power is a little bit longer. Like, it starts out a little bit further. And it's more of like she pulls herself forward with like a tentacle kind of thing. But
Okay.
it works the same, essentially.
Yeah.
And Corvo apparently can possess blood flies, which I've never done. But that could be pretty fun. Buzz
Sounds
around
fun.
as a little fly.
Buzz around as a fish, you know? There's more
around
depth
as a
to this
fish.
game than you realize.
Yeah. Jim is highlighting our level up section over and over again in a way which I assume is his key for let's move on.
He's flashing the red light at you.
So, yes, let's move on.
Did Johnny level up?
I haven't leveled up yet. I'll be quick though.
I'm sure you did.
No, I didn't.
Nope, he
I
did not.
I played and finished the Silent Hill 2 remake. Did a playthrough of that, and it's amazing. I was like legitimately floored by how good the voice work is.
So was Maria hot enough?
Maria was so hot.
Good.
So hot. You know, after the game came out, it didn't see people weren't upset by Maria because I guess she was sufficiently hot, but they were so mad about Angela's character.
But she wasn't hot
Like-
in the first game.
No, but they're like, she doesn't look good. And it's like, fucking just shut up. I can play the game. God. But yeah, the game is great. Like, everything about it works. Some of the dungeons are a little overly long, I feel like. But outside of that, that's a small complaint because the rest of the game is amazing. I would definitely recommend it. I also saw... Against my better judgment, saw the movie Terrifier 3, which was not a fun movie to watch, and I did not like it.
So is that the one you watched that you were posting about on Facebook? I thought you watched the first one.
No, I watched Terrifier 3. I've attempted to watch Terrifier 2 twice and haven't been able to make it through it. And then I was like, I'm gonna go see number 3 because it was like the number one movie in America, and I was like, well, you know, maybe it's actually watchable. It's not. I sat through the whole thing, but it's just as trash as the other
Which
two
ones
were.
are Terrifier? Is that the clown? Like the little clown?
Yeah.
That's
the clown.
that's the spooky clown, and they're super duper. They're extreme. It's like extreme gore.
Yeah. I haven't seen those,
but
but I saw one where like it's the same cast, but they're sort of like mountain country people.
The Hills
I
Have
don't think I've
Eyes?
seen that one.
Yeah, is that it?
Or like Wrong Turn.
Isn't,
I don't think
isn't
it's the
that
same cast.
guy? I thought it was the same guy.
No, it's not the same guy. This guy's relatively new to acting. I think his first big role was as Art the Clown.
Okay, I thought that he was the same guy from those other horror movies, and I don't know.
No, because he
No,
was
it's like a
in like
new
the
guy.
director's student films, right? That character.
No, he was the guy did like almost like a short anthology thing that like is like Spooky Tales or something like that.
Okay.
And Art the Clown had his own little segment in that film. It's like an hour long. Well, it's like an hour long, and then he made, I think it was called All Hallows Eve actually. And then like that character kind of took off, got a lot of recognition. He's like, I'll make Terrifier, which is like a 1 hour basically like Art the Clown demo reel. And then there's Terrifier 2, which is trying to be a movie and does not succeed. And then there's Terrifier 3, which also does not succeed. In those movies, like Terrifier 2 and 3, it's like it opens with a gnarly kill scene followed by a really boring, terribly acted scene with people who are trying to act in a movie and failing. And then another kill scene, and then another boring scene, and then another kill scene, and then another boring scene. And it just wears you out.
I have to admit, since your Facebook post where you talked about finally watching a Terrifier movie, I watched the trailer for the first one and have been kind of thinking about it. Like, maybe I should just do it.
I saw the third one because I was like, I like horror movies, and I don't want to I wasn't scared of it, but I just I don't like extreme gore, like gore for gore's sake. I don't like, but I was like, I want to experience one just to say that I did it, and I did it, and I didn't like it. But at least I can cross that off my list, I guess.
That's basically my whole month has been watching horror movies I haven't seen before that I've been telling myself for years I should watch.
Yeah, I did that a couple nights ago where I watched Ginger Snaps, which I had never seen before, and then I watched Lake Mungo, which I had never seen. And Lake Mungo is often talked about as this creepy, kind of moving horror story. It's the best found footage or mockumentary style horror movie, and it's great. But it didn't blow my hair back. It was definitely creepy, but it was mostly just sad. And that's how I leveled up. I think that's all we got, really. Who wants to do the Patreon plug?
I can. Oh, actually, you know what, Vanessa? You haven't done it in a while.
No, but I've talked so much this time already.
All right, Nat. What's a Patreon?
We have a Patreon. Check it out at patreon.com/Square Roots Podcast. We have just an absolute ton of bonus content, hour to 2 hour long episodes where we watch movies, play games. Some of it's JRPG related, some of it's horror stuff related, mostly because Jim's obsessed with that stuff. And also just kind of random stuff we play, I was going to say play games, but I just said that. But we play
House of a Thousand Corpses. That's who I thought the guy was, Jim. That guy who's in all those movies, like The Devil's Reject.
So you thought that Terrifier was a Rob Zombie movie? I
did.
Okay.
What's that guy's name?
Rob
It
Zombie.
is Bill Moseley. He plays one of the redneck dudes that's in a bunch of those.
Those movies are fucking terrible. Anyway.
They are fucking horrible movies.
They are.
Have a Patreon. So we have 2 tiers. The $3 tier, you get access to all of our bonus content. There is legitimately a boatload. And this month, October, by the end of the month, we'll be releasing Teen Witch. That's right. It'll be like a live commentary where we watch it.
I can't
record
wait.
ourselves watching it. And not video record, but and you can play the movie and listen along. Teen Witch is bonkers. It's a good time. I thought it would be fun to end the spooky month on a upper note. And Teen Witch is such a goofy fucking movie that it'll be fun. Mm-hmm. And at the $5
I'm on
level,
Zelda Rubin's team.
At the $5 level, you can vote. We have a vote going on right now. I plugged it earlier, so I'm not going to do it again. But please do come join our Patreon. Come vote for our next game. And one benefit of being a patron is that we read your names at the end of the episode, every episode, one chunker at a time, much like we do the games. So I would like to start us off, and I would like to thank God for the power of Andraste, Cyril the Wolf, R.E. Capovara, Ryan Schmidt, Andy M., Ward Childress, DJ Three Dong, Awoo, Kodab Games, Angel, and Nofford.
I'd like to thank J-Bone, Doom Train, RP Siege, Jesse's Mom's Pizza, Chris Parsons, Tyler, Nick, Addicted to the Smell of Natty Ice. It just finally clicked where that's from. That's funny. Ross Hartley and Mike Marno.
I'd like to thank Rachel, Florian Jonas Kramer, Rubber Bear, Isaac Wright, Gigantified Micro Space Hamster, Samu Mitchell, David Arnold, Chris Penyak, Ron, and John B. Quaker Oatman.
I'd like to thank Tracy, Sean Gonzalez, Sean Walsh. It makes me uncomfortable to hear my name read on a podcast, and Joshua Wu Broxson.
All right, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. If you'd like to send us an email to have read on the air, our email address is squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Come join our Facebook group, the Square Roots Podcast Group for smart, cool, very attractive people, or find us on Blue Sky at squarerootspod.bsky.social.
Also, thank you to Stephen Morris for this Square Roots theme, he did a good job. And please rate and review and leave a review. We love reviews. Thank you.
All right, for Square Roots, I'm Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Zant.
I'm Johnny Van Zant.
And I'm Vanessa.
Goodbye.
Bye. We like boys. Is it I like boys or we like boys? I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
We like boys. It's we like boys.
Mm-hmm.
Last time on Square Roots, Corvo visits a pleasure palace and engages in some electro play, reunites with Emily, and disregards everyone's safe words. Later, he breaks into an old man's house, knocks him out, and carts him away in a boat. Are we sure that Corvo is the hero here? I mean, his whole deal is kind of propping up a dynastic monarchy. It's not great. Hashtag Lord Regent.
You can just do the last line, Vanessa. You don't have to do the whole thing.
Hashtag Lord Regent was right.
You don't own a DVD player.
I do. It's over there.
Oh my god. Fucking Gen Xer. Who owns a DVD player?
Well,
If it
I
helps,
play
it's
them.
not plugged in.
I mean, I have a PS3 that plays DVDs, and a PS2 that plays DVDs, and an Xbox Series X plays DVDs, and a PS5
Hey Johnny,
that plays DVDs.
you are a Gen Xer, so not
Oh,
quite sure
God
what
damn
you're
it!
arguing about.
Oh, doxed, but with an X.
Mm-hmm.
Docs, but with 3X.
Yeah,
Johnny just took his sweater off and flexed at me though, so I think that he's trying to intimidate me.
He's
He is.
asserting dominance. He's asserting generational dominance. That's something I
Yeah.
haven't seen before.
I have no respect for Gen X.
Ah,
Oh, wow.
crap.
Hey Johnny, how many Pepsis is that Pepsi made up of?
Just one, actually.
Oh, it's a pure Pepsi. Pepsi Pure.
That's what they sell in Canada.
Yeah.
Pepsi Pure. We
Try
promise
new
this one's
Pepsi
not
Pure.
made up of multiple Pepsis.
Pepsi Pure. It's just one Pepsi.
That's how they recycle in Canada. They all mix their Pepsis together and then rebottle them.
Now with 99% less backwash.
It's not a thing.
This one tastes like Manitoba.
I still think you guys are gross with your backwash thing. The
It's
only
a
time I
thing that
ever-
happens in real life that you can't control. It's just a thing.
Well, especially if you're drooling uncontrollably at all times, like apparently Americans are.
Yeah, but I mean,
Apparently.
What's
I-
drool
Don,
got
did you
to
just
do with
zeest
it?
at me?
maybe I just don't like eat and drink at the same time a whole bunch, but I never have an issue with it.
What do you mean eat and drink at the same? Are you putting liquid and solids in your
I
mouth
s-
at the
I-
same
No, but
time?
That would make sense.
You
Like-
take a drink. Some amount of the drink that you take is going into your mouth and coming back out.
No,
That's
it's not.
how
What?
mouths
No!
work.
No, it's not, you psycho! Anyway, let's move on.
Like when you take a bite of your sandwich, some of your mouth is on the part of your sandwich that
Yes.
isn't going in your mouth.
That's
You're not biting your
backwash
drinks,
sandwich.
though.
But do you throw away your sandwich then because you're like, ew, this sandwich is
Yeah.
contaminated with my mouth?
That's you get to the
Yeah,
end of the sandwich
I
and you're
take-
like, this is mouth sandwich. I can't have it.
Yeah, you take one bite of all your food and then you throw it away. It's disgusting after that.
I guess I'm just not that afraid of my own mouth. Although
Or
I
you're just
was
not that
a little
cognizant of how disgusting you are. Not you
Maybe.
specifically. All
Oh,
of us as
wow.
humans.
All human.